Hey, we're live. Hey,
There
we're
it
back.
is.
First time.
Yeah.
First time of the new year. New year, new me. Just fucking kidding. I don't change. Fuck you.
Yeah, I don't like that stuff. So
I'm
flavored,
constantly evolving.
so water.
Also, why would you want to change perfection? Oh.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Keep telling yourself that. I've got nothing for that.
Yeah. Water. Most refreshing drink ever.
Yeah. There's something too, like I've noticed after I like spend a night drinking, of like just drinking like a tall glass of water at the end of the night before I go to bed.
Yeah, to rehydrate.
Just that one glass of water. It's just so
I don't
nice.
drink anymore, so
You
I
don't?
don't really
You're
know
done?
what that is.
You quit?
Well, I don't get drunk when
I don't
drink.
either. I don't.
I don't even get a buzz anymore. I might have like one or two, and I might catch a slight buzz because I don't drink that much.
Right.
But
Yeah, I don't drink beer anymore unless it's like a special like occasion where like people are like, here, have a beer. I'm like, all right,
at
maybe.
dinners, yeah, occasionally, depending on what I
Maybe.
get.
Yeah.
If I go to a Mexican restaurant, I normally get a Mexican beer.
But what I've been doing is like maybe 2 ounces or so of vodka in an 8-ounce mug, and then the rest of like sparkling ice drinks, like the flavored sparkling ice.
Yeah, yeah. So like vodka and club soda, more or less.
Pretty much, yeah.
Huh.
I do
And-
the opposite. Like
He does.
2 ounces sparkling.
Yeah. But like a fifth will last me like a week and a half or so if I'm drinking every night. And towards the end of the year, I tend to drink every night. Now I don't need to as much.
I just
Why
smoke
did you
weed every
need
day.
to?
Yeah.
Smoke weed every
What?
day.
Why did you need to?
It's stressful towards the end of the year. There's a lot of stuff that goes on that people don't understand.
What goes on at the end of the year?
Just like business stuff.
Oh, I know, man. Fucking budgets and contract renewals and fucking
Yep. And like it's
End
funny
of
is
year.
everything's due like the 20th of December
Yeah,
roughly,
right.
and then everyone's gone for
like a week or two
Yeah,
after that.
vacation. And
Yeah.
so like I was doing stuff on the 31st, like trying to get this last documentation because it has to post on in 2018. Like if we write it or sign it or whatever, January 1, it counts as a 2019 transaction, so to speak.
Right.
So we were like, yeah, we were trying to do a bunch of stuff. So it's calmed down over like this last week has been nice because I'm like, yeah,
All right.
stress free. There's one thing coming up that's due on the 21st of January, but I'll figure that out at another time.
Yeah, all that on top of fucking having to buy people Christmas gifts and fucking go to family functions.
Yeah,
and
that wasn't too bad
juggle all that shit.
this year. We got our gifts pretty much out of the way early. So we didn't have to worry about going shopping. Plus Amazon, like I have 3 monitors at
true.
work, so just one of them in one corner. I'm like, that looks like a good present. Get back to typing his email, you know. Like,
I didn't get Julie anything for Christmas yet.
yeah.
Yet. Yeah, she's getting a custom built PC.
Oh, nice,
Yeah. I just gotta get it.
You
dude.
haven't purchased this yet?
No, I haven't
So if
purchased
you
anything
purchased it
yet.
after January 1, it's a 2019 purchase.
Yeah.
So that's going to count for Christmas this year.
Oh, got
you
it, got
missed
it.
I've been looking at. I don't need a new build at all,
I don't either. I'm pretty
But-
set.
I do. So if either
but I will say I've been eyeballing the 9900K because it can overclock to like 5.2, 5.3.
What? That's
easily
crazy.
on-
What's it?
on
What's
8
it stock?
cores.
What's it come out stock as?
I think stock,
like a 4.5
It's
or some
4.3, I want to say, but
That's
it can
still
turbo.
fast as shit.
Like the Intel's new turbo system is it'll take like it has 8 cores, so it'll take like 6 of them and like idle them down
Mm-hmm.
and put 2 of them, and it can go up to 5 gigahertz just out of the box on 2 cores.
Huh.
But you can go in and overclock it and hit all of them at 5 gigahertz, no problem. And then
Wow.
it can get up to like 5.2 and stuff
That's pretty nuts.
pretty easily.
But what does that really do for you?
And that's the
lot.
thing.
There's not a whole lot of practicality behind an increase like that. Because
Well, from what I hear, especially in gaming, most games are either single or dual like threaded applications.
right,
So
you're not even maximizing all your cores.
you don't utilize all your cores. So
Right.
the faster clock speed, especially on Intel's architecture, like AMD 5 gigahertz does not equal Intel 5 gigahertz.
Right.
Like they're different.
Yeah.
So Intel seems to have that sweet spot with gaming for sure. Like AMD Ryzen 2 has some pretty good performers with their stuff, but
yeah.
um,
I've never been a fan though.
they run so hot. Although I guess there was a time there when Intel was running pretty hot.
my GeForce NVIDIA 1080 Ti graphics card runs hot as shit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not Intel, but it's a partner of
Right.
Intel.
Yeah.
So.
Well, it's like I've
Just
always
like
looked
all
at
the
AMD.
fast products run super hot.
Yeah, but like AMD seems to run hotter than it should, if that makes sense. Like even like at idle, for example. So I have a hex core CPU, and it's overclocked. I think 4.4 gigahertz, 4.3 somewhere around there. And at idle, with these temperatures we've been having recently, it gets down to like 23 degrees. That's basically ambient at that point.
My GPU temp. I don't really track my CPU temp because it's normally like 10 to 15 degrees Celsius below my GPU temp.
Yeah, and burning out a CPU, especially with all the fail-safes they have in them.
Yeah.
Well, even GPUs too.
Yeah.
The only thing with GPUs is
It'll turn off before it
Yeah.
overheats and ruins it.
Right. The thing with GPUs though that I've noticed is that when my GPU gets hot, my room gets hot. Like it's like it's putting out heat.
Yeah. So what I do is at night I close the door to the man cave, and so Luna doesn't go in there, and then I'll wake up in the morning and open it, dude, and like the man cave is like 30 degrees hotter than every other room in the house, just from
idle,
just from closing the door.
Oh, so you build
So,
up
like,
like a positive pressure.
Yeah, of hot air, and
Yeah.
so it gets a little roasty in there.
You need like a
I think-
transfer to
I think
get some of that air out.
So it's like the end of the house, and I don't really know how to describe it, but like internal structural walls, the only way it's like really attached to the house is by one wall. Like everything else is segmented, and it doesn't like attach to the house in the attic.
Oh,
it's kind of weird. So it's like almost like an addition,
Yeah.
but not.
Right.
Yeah, and it
Okay.
doesn't have like light fixtures or anything in there, so there's like no
Inside the room?
in the room. Yeah, so there's no like wiring in the ceiling for like a fan or anything. So like, but there's a fucking vent for the AC and heat.
Right.
So it just blows hot, like because it's trying to cool the rest of the house because
Sure.
the thermostat's in the hallway.
Right.
So it has no idea how hot that room is. So it's like cranking out heat to cool down the whole house.
Or you could probably shut the like the diffuser.
Yeah, I need to like get partitions to put in the vents that will redirect the airflow, or like maybe just not so much. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's hot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But then in the summertime though, when you have the AC going,
yeah, it's
you're
the
like, just
complete
keep
opposite.
pumping that
yeah,
cold air,
yeah,
man.
but then it gets too cold.
oh really?
Yeah, because like where I sit is like right where the vent blows down onto, so it's not optimal.
First world problems.
Yeah,
man.
pretty much either.
I have
hot
to
as
wear a
shit or
stupid
freezing
snuggie
cold.
when I play video games in the summertime.
I have like the
Gaming
side of my
snuggie.
case off
BS.
too, like the
take the side
glass
off?
side. It's just open, yeah. Just so it
How does
doesn't.
that deal with dust?
I mean, it's getting a little dusty.
Yeah.
It's getting a little dusty in there. I need some canned air, but it definitely helps with heat dissipation.
Oh,
just
for sure,
having that
yeah.
no glass on there,
Open
because like
airflow.
I was touching the glass, because it's plexiglass, and like it gets fucking hot.
Yeah.
Like really hot from that GPU.
Yeah, that's crazy. You're on air, right? You don't do any
All
like,
air.
custom blocks or
Yeah,
anything?
all air.
Yeah, I was talking to Derek. I guess he has a closed loop for his GPU and his CPU.
Huh?
And I was
Really?
like, that's pretty interesting. That's pretty cool. I guess he bought it's an aftermarket card that already came with it. So
Yeah.
he just had to hook up
Right.
the hoses to it. But yeah, he has an AMD build, and he was like almost embarrassed to tell me about it. And I was like, dude, whatever works, like
Does it run games?
yeah, as long as it runs, like
whatever.
who cares? Like I'm not that hardcore. I mean, I'm
thinking-
pretty hardcore Intel, but I'm not that hardcore.
I'm thinking.
But he starts working with them
I know.
in 4
They
days. So
better
I'm
get
like,
on board.
I'm like, they're gonna fire you if they find out. Just don't tell them. Just if they ask, oh, about Intel,
I know.
just say 7700K.
sick.
That's a safe bet, right?
Right.
What do you have in your home PC? AMD.
Ooh. Yeah, I can't give you the job here at
Yeah.
Intel.
Sorry.
Damn. Fuck, man.
But I guess he was saying that he might get. I think as a Intel employee, he's going to get discounts on Intel products.
That's pretty sick.
So I was like,
That might be. pretty
hey,
sick.
can you buy me a CPU?
Exactly. I'm thinking about doing an i3 for Julie. Nothing.
Okay.
Nothing too crazy, but like
So she's getting like a PC that's
Like a low-end gaming rig that works really well for like a multitasking
Yeah.
office workstation PC.
yeah. I still
I
suggest
think I'm gonna
even
do
to that
small
i5's
form
like,
factor.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
like
and do like a
micro
tiny little box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like my home server. That was my
Not
first
like-
one I did with a micro ATX. form
Yeah, I guess
factor.
it would be considered because it's just full ATX and micro, right? Isn't that like how
There's
it goes?
there's micro ATX, mini ATX, and then there's like ATX. So
I don't know,
micro,
I'm thinking of something like 8x8 cube
Mhm.
type thing.
yeah, like the fractal cases.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like if you ever come over and I'll show you my home server. It's a little tiny box.
Okay.
It's a micro ATX build,
Yeah.
but it has a full, like the case has a slot for a full size graphics card. So I could put like a 1080 Ti in my
Yeah.
in
I don't
mine
want
if
to
I
get
wanted.
her anything too crazy.
No,
I'm
but you have
thinking-
the space. Like if
Right.
if you wanted to do
I'm
like a
thinking maybe she could get like an 800 series GTX. would
you could
still
even
be
still get like a 1060 or
You
something.
think so? Like
yeah.
a 1060 would
Yeah.
be good.
By that time they might have a 2060, but I don't know what the costs
What
are
are
going to be.
1060s running now?
I don't know. Let me look that up.
Look
If
it
I
up,
had to
Drew.
guess 1060, I would say like maybe 250.
Okay.
I was gonna say 240.
That's pretty good then.
Yeah. I think that's what they'd be.
I know 1080s are still like $800.
Well, because the thing is like the 280s aren't like, or the 2080s are not that big of an upgrade.
Gotcha.
So people aren't making that switch.
Right.
So
I mean, if you're
how much are they?
jumping up,
309.
okay,
Is that
it's still
10
not terrible.
1060.
It's not a TI? Oh, I thought they'd be cheaper than that for some reason.
Hmm.
GTX 1060, 6 gig.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still not terrible.
Not
You can get a
terrible.
1050 though for 160.
What's a 980 Ti go for right now?
Those are probably still pricey because they don't make them anymore. So you're
Yeah,
only
that's
really going
right.
to get aftermarket one.
That's true.
I think that's what Derek said he has is a 980 Ti with a
I mean,
custom
that
water
was a
lock
great
on it.
card.
Oh, it's awesome.
It was a
yeah.
great card.
Well,
So-
and two, I think with most video games, you're at a point where you could play on medium to high settings at 1080 with
Oh, dude, I don't
those
go into a
980s.
game without first just sliding that bar all the way to the right.
to ultra.
All the way.
Yeah, but that's
every
you.
time.
I'm just saying, like for Julie, does she?
No, she doesn't even play games.
There you go.
650.
For a 1080 or a 980.
Yeah, so
Ooh,
you'd
yeah,
be
see,
cheaper to get a
that's-
1080
yeah.
Ti.
A
No,
nine-
you'd be
980
cheaper to get a
Ti.
1060.
Yeah, this is
A 1080 Ti is going to be like $800 or $900
Yeah,
right now.
Still?
650
Yeah.
is
No,
the
what's
TI.
a what? That's a 980.
980 Ti
980
is
Ti.
What's a
600.
1080 Ti? 'Cause
1080
1080
Ti.
Ti's are still in manufacturing.
1080 Ti is
I
going
would
to
say
be...
they're going to be about the same price,
no,
like
it's going to
600.
be more, dude. It'll be 750 is my guess.
720.
But still, so $70 more, you can get a 1080 Ti versus the 980 Ti.
Well, yeah, that's pretty much a no-brainer.
Right.
Yeah.
Because the 2080 Ti's are
I'll have
like
to figure it out because I got a budget like
1300.
she wants dual monitors and I can't like give her two janky ass non-matching monitors. They got to be
Right.
like good and they have to probably at least be like 22-inch 1080p's at
Yeah.
a minimum.
I would say you could probably get some 24-inch
24s.
BenQs.
You think BenQs? I know I wasn't gonna go as far as BenQ. She doesn't need that special of a monitor.
No, but they're not that expensive either.
I was thinking like
we have
150 for a monitor.
we have 27-inch BenQs at our office, and they're 150 each, 149.99 each, with a 1 millisecond
What
response
the
time.
fuck?
They're 1080p's. So
Oh, they were only 150.
and they're only 60 hertz too. So it's not like
yeah,
they're
yeah.
not super fan. They're not like
I was
120
gonna say,
or
dude, I have
144 or something.
27-inch BenQs,
But yours
they're-
are 144
they're
or something.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
they're probably 1440p, right?
1440 by
Yeah, you
2560,
can just get the
144 megahertz, 1 millisecond response time.
Yep.
Like
Yeah,
they're amazing.
they're expensive monitors. yeah.
$700 a piece.
Yeah. I just found out my monitors can be overclocked. I was like, that's stupid, but I did it anyway. 'cause
The
I was
only thing
like-
my monitors don't have is G-Sync.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
only difference between mine and yours.
Yeah.
Mine have G-Sync.
Literally the only thing they don't have
Yeah,
because they got everything else.
yeah,
I like them. They work pretty good.
yeah. I like, my biggest thing is it wasn't even necessarily the monitors. It was going to a monitor mount.
I need to do that.
So I have
I'm thinking
one,
about doing that.
one clamp on my desk, and it has two arms, and it grabs both my monitors.
I'm thinking about sticking it on the wall behind
Yeah.
the desk.
That'd
and
probably
not
work
even
out.
fucking with attaching it to the desk.
That'd
But
probably
how
work
does that
out
work?
better.
Is it just a C clamp that clamps to the desk?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a C clamp, and it has cushions on it.
I got a new
So
desk
when I took it off my desk to move it, like maybe a couple months ago, there was no marks on the
That's
desk
cool.
at all.
That's cool. I have a C clamp holding my mic on my desk right now.
Yeah, I know. I got some new headphones, some noise canceling ones.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, this would be sweet because like I would love to use it as like my gaming headset.
Yeah.
But I found out because they're wireless, like you can't use Bluetooth for sound and voice without it downgrading to like a crappy quality.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, I have our old box and one of these microphones. I was like, use that as my mic, use my noise canceling thing. But I was like, I would want an arm at that point.
Yeah,
so I could,
the
like,
arm is
bring it in and be
amazing
like-
because I can just like somebody's like, I can hear you typing. All right, put it up high.
Just put it up.
Yeah, I just like pointed at the keyboard.
Because I do. I don't.
How
do,
about now?
I don't do push to talk anymore. Push to talk's for fucking idiots.
Yeah, I noticed
It's too
that.
much. It's too much like.
And Discord
to-
seems to handle it pretty well.
Oh yeah, it's
Like,
got a good like.
back in the day
where
with
it picks
Vent,
up
you would
and
just
stuff.
hear like everything.
Yeah.
And that was the problem.
I also have a pretty nice microphone that's like good for not picking up background noise, but
Yeah.
also picking up like your voice really well.
Right.
Picks up Luna pretty well too.
Yeah.
Just out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I know, that was fun. We haven't done anything online in a
Someone
while.
quit.
Well, I'm just saying.
Oh,
in
because
general.
that game's dog shit, dude.
It
They
is.
could, like
It is
throw it in
pretty
the
bad.
trash. What a bunch of bullshit. And then they're just fucking up as a company
Have you
in,
ever-
for
in its
sure.
entirety.
Yeah,
like they're
they're
going
just-
downhill
It's
faster.
almost. I
than
almost
fucking
wonder if like
fast,
they're in the
dude.
cockpit and they're just like, what if we just pointed the nose this way?
Yeah. Jesus.
Just
Pull us
run
out
it
of
into
it.
the ground.
Like
That's what it
that
seems
whole
like.
Diablo debacle with the fucking Immortal mobile game, and then
Yeah.
Oh,
and
man.
then mocking their fan base.
Yeah.
For not
Talk about,
liking fucking.
Talk about not being able to.
not have phones?
Yeah. Way to read the room, buddy.
Do you guys not have phones?
It's like when the guy got up
We
there
don't
and
want to play
asked
your
the
dog
question.
shit game on a fucking mobile.
When the guy said, "Is this an out of season April Fool's joke?"
Yeah, that
and
was
the
the
crowd
best.
went crazy.
That was the best.
And they're still up there like, "Let's defend this. This
Yeah.
is a good idea."
Like,
are
is
you
there any plans
kidding
of
me,
making
dude?
this PC? And
How
they're like,
out of
"Turn-
touch do you have to be with your fan
And
base to even
one
bring
thing I
something like
always
that to the
hate about
table?
Blizzard is like you'll always hear all this stuff like, "We don't like this, we don't like this, we don't like this," and then they're asked the question, "What about the fans that don't like this?" And it's like, "Well, we've heard a lot of feedback of people that do like that," and then they're like, "So that's why we're sticking to it." And Diablo Immortal, it's like, yeah, in the room, like at the announcement, there was some mixed emotions, like that's what they said, like mixed opinions about it.
Yeah.
But the people playing the demo, we got nothing but positive feedback. And I'm like, yeah, because the people that said it was crap, we're not going to go stand in line to
Yeah.
play your crappy demo.
Right. Only
Like,
the idiots that
They're like,
were like, "Oh my god, my whole life, my whole gaming career has been developed around mobile games. This is the moment I've been waiting for. I'm gonna hit the top of the light
slay at Candy
leaderboard.
Crush, man. Let me just tell you right
Fucking
now.
all those hours of Candy Crush have prepared me for this moment in time. I'm gonna make it. Number
I
one
will
on the
say-
leaderboards.
So I've been, since the last time we talked, I've gone through Smash Ultimate, which I don't know if you've played
I
that
haven't
or
played
not.
that yet. Is it
Dude.
good? Pretty good.
Adventure mode, like the World of Light campaign thing,
Where you like
single
just
player.
fight other people in Smash?
No,
Like
it's
the characters
It's
from
like a
Smash?
story. Yeah, kind of like that. It's a story mode that you progress through. Like this.
Yeah, and you just like
It's basically a bunch of different battles, but there's
Yeah.
different mechanics to them.
Okay.
It's not just like beat you up, no beat you
Alright,
up. Like there's
alright.
different like there's
little
like some, like-
modifiers and shit in the
yeah,
match.
you get these things called spirits, and so like there's 3 different types. It's like a rock paper scissors thing.
Yeah.
So it's like grab beats shield, shield beats attack, attack beats grab. So like it's like those
so
different 3 different
if they're
things.
doing certain thing, you have to do a certain thing to counter it.
Not necessarily like in a sense, but like some of them like the floor is covered in lava, so you can pick a
the floor
spirit
is
that has
lava.
this thing that like it makes you immune to lava floors or something to that effect.
Okay.
Or like it starts off like defeat the main character, but they'll get assist people to help them out and they run away. So
Okay.
you're chasing this person all over this map because
Yeah.
they don't want to fight, and then you
Right.
have 2 people that are just like attacking
Trying
you the
to
whole
attack
time.
the shit out of you.
It's interesting. I really
That's an
enjoyed
interesting game mode. That sounds
Yeah,
fun.
it's pretty fun.
I just haven't gotten around to getting that yet.
Yeah, so I'm like
Did you play the new Pokemon?
No, I didn't pick up those.
Oh, you didn't
I'll tell
get
you
that?
why. Because I'm against mobile gaming, and when you take the primary core feature of Pokemon Go with like the catching them on the phone, and then you put that in, and you have to like, oh, Joy-Con, this is fun for everyone.
Let me correct you there, sir.
What?
If
That's
you
not what they
haven't-
did.
If you haven't played it,
But that's what they did.
you don't know
Did
what it's
they,
like.
or
no,
did they not do
no.
that?
They.
We want to really throw Pokeballs.
It's better. It's better because I always thought that having to fight those fucking things and they just pop up at the most inopportune time and like, oh my god, I'm fighting a random fucking Rattata or I'm fucking fighting a level 5 Pidgey again.
Yeah.
Like, that's annoying.
I like the idea
Now
that
you
you
can
can
see
see where they
them.
are. I like that.
You can go to them
Yeah.
and engage them. You can use lures to bring a shit ton more out.
But it's
and you can catch
just-
them all really fast.
But it's, yeah, I guess that's the thing. It's just catching them really
And that's
fast.
the way
To
you gain
me,
XP is
is-
catching the Pokemon.
And then doing what? I know, like in the mobile game, you turn them to candy. Or
No,
you
you
send
send
them away
you send
to
them
some
to
camp to
you-
get candy.
You send them to
But
Professor Oak.
You literally get Pidgey candy, and it's like, okay,
so
how
there's
do you
no
make
candies.
Pidgey candy?
There's no candies.
kill the Pidgey.
in
you
the
kill
game.
the Pidgeys.
There's no candies in this
essentially-
fucking game.
It's
That's
like,
the
here's
difference.
a Pidgey, grind it up. Here's a candy ball. Here you go.
I can't remember what happens when you send
Add
them
some
to
sugar.
Oak, but it
Eat
definitely
that.
just cleans out your thing. But then I like the fact that you can catch shit in Pokemon Go and later transfer it to the game.
See,
to use. That's pretty
I don't know.
dope.
I don't. I just have a problem with that.
It was fun. It was fun.
Yeah.
I liked it.
My daughter wanted it, and I will tell you this: we were at the store.
I have the Pokeball too. That's the
See,
most legit.
I
thing.
knew it. You're like, go. I just
No,
see you turn
you
your
don't
hat
even-
backwards. You're like,
you don't
Ash
even do
Ketchum.
it that way. Like you can literally just play the whole game. Like I sat there on the couch like this and played the whole fucking game. Like you didn't. You,
You
wouldn't
didn't
even
have
know.
to like,
Hell no, dude.
because they
Hell
were
no.
in the video I was watching, like
I don't need to
gameplay. They
catch
were
any
like,
fucking
you have to
Pokemon.
go like this every time when I catch it. I was
Hell
like,
no,
that's
dude. I just
lame.
go and spank the shit out of every trainer in the game with my ultimate lineup, dude. I had it
Yeah.
all. I had
And it's the original.
motherfucking
What is
Charizard,
it?
Blastoise, Venusaur, Mew, the Pikachu that you get from Let's Go Pikachu that can't evolve into Raichu. And
So
then,
you did go with Pikachu, not Eevee.
Yeah. And then who was my other person that I had? I had somebody badass. I think the only thing I haven't done in that game is capture Mewtwo at the very end. But basically, I have everybody else.
Yeah.
I even traded.
So what
Chuck.
happens though? Like if you go to encounter like what like the legendary birds or whatever.
Yeah, I got all of them.
Like if you go to catch them and they run away, or do they run away?
They don't really run away.
And you don't have to
Fly
fight them
away.
to
Well,
weaken them.
I
to
don't
capture
think they
them.
run away. It's timed when you fight them. So there's a timer. So the way that it works with like the legendary birds is like it starts a 5-minute timer.
You just have to survive.
You have to beat the shit out of them and
Oh.
kill them down to nothing. And then it's like, all right, it's weakened. And then you fucking catch it.
I see.
And you have to like basically use everything but the kitchen sink to catch these fuckers. Like you
all
need
the
to use an
berries
ultra
or
ball and
whatever.
throw berries at it and get it down to at least
Yeah.
like a yellow or
See,
an orange.
Never played the game. I'm just using my Pokemon Go reference, and it
Yeah.
seems like it's a very similar game.
And then you get like perfect throws and shit. But that's what's cool about Pokemon Go is like
Yeah.
that whole aspect, that augmented reality AR
Right.
type deal.
Yeah, and it's always that we used it as a way because it was a nice like, hey, let's go on a walk. And my
Yeah.
daughter's like, I don't want to. It's like we're gonna go catch Pokemon.
I mean, you can
So, like,
still do that
okay.
because like the Pokeball is like a pedometer or whatever, and when you put a Pokemon in there, it tracks your steps and levels up your Pokemon while you're walking around.
It's lame.
It's pretty dope. How's that lame?
I don't know.
And then when you shake it, you can hear them. It'll go Pikachu or whatever the fuck.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, like
But-
it lights
so
up
we were-
and vibrates and then goes Pikachu.
So we were sitting there, and I was like, okay, if we
In
get
this
this,
tiny little
because
Pokeball.
we were like, we can get this and play it together, type of thing.
Yeah.
I was like, do you want to get? Let's go Pikachu.
You
She
can
was like-
play. It's 2 players.
She was like, no, I want Eevee, and I was like, no, she don't want Pikachu, and she's like, no, I want Eevee, and I'm like, let's get Mario Party. So we got Mario Party instead.
Yeah, Mario Party's good.
Because I was like, I don't want Eevee on my head. That's lame.
I haven't played Mario Party yet, but my brothers were like ranting. And
It's
raving.
really fun.
I think my Pro controller for my Switch broke.
Oh
Like
yeah,
the fucking.
that's like you can't use a Pro controller in Mario Party.
I know that,
Yeah.
but I tried to use it for Mario Kart,
Mm.
and I couldn't even shoot anything. So Mario Kart really definitely sucks when you can't use any of the fucking power-ups, dude.
or
You lose every-
drift because it's the same button.
You
to drift,
lose every
right?
fucking time. I don't know, dude.
I haven't-
I've hardly played it.
I haven't played the game in a while.
What have I been on right now lately? Well, we fired up Black Desert Online last
Again?
night. Yeah. This would be the third attempt.
It's not gonna stick.
I mean, I have
try.
a fucking max character. I have like a level 56
Oh,
awakened
were you the one that
witch.
was telling me you used to run people? Like you used to do this, like where you pick up something and then you have to like transport it for someone, and it's like pays like a lot of money or something like that.
So
Like there's like I can't remember what it was.
I'm
but, like,
not
an
that
item.
guy that
Okay.
said that, but that's a thing you can do in the game. And I feel like they got that from Arcade. That's where they got that. Like
That-
pick up goods from
and
point A and
transport 'em.
transport them
Because it's
across
like a
the
real
world.
time transportation
Yeah,
thing.
and like the further you go, the more money you get. 'cause
And like
you-
it takes like an hour and a half of
Yeah.
real time to like run it there.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, that's
I
crazy.
don't know. BDOs, it's a little complicated. It's very Asian-y
Yeah.
as far as MMOs is concerned.
I've been having fun with just like the single player ones.
What
so-
are single-player MMOs?
That's
not
what
a
I'm saying,
thing.
not MMOs, like
So single-player, like
so
RPGs.
like playing like through World of Light, like story mode in Smash, and then now I'm like 22% through Red Dead 2.
Yeah. What did we play recently? Oh, motherfucking Pirate Legend, bitch. In Sea of Thieves, which is fucking
Sea of
amazing.
Thieves,
Which is
okay.
amazing. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
but you said that when it first came out.
I'm a
Like,
Pirate Legend
if we
now.
go back to like the podcast where you're like talking about it, it's all this good. Then the next one, are you still playing Sea of Thieves? No, that game sucks, and I'll tell you why.
No, dude, I never said
Yes,
Sea of
you
Thieves.
did.
Did I? So, listen.
We have it recorded.
I probably did. And the reason why is because it lacked content. Well, over the past year,
Yeah.
there's too much content now. Like, it's not like too much content. It was like a great amount if you wanted to try and get Pirate Legend really fast. So basically, me and Chuck got Pirate Legend in like 2.5 weeks.
Yeah,
Which
because
is
I think what you said
fucking
was that
unheard of.
you guys would always destroy everyone, and so no one would fight. Everyone would run away. So you
Yeah.
said the only fun part about it was going and like taking over people's boats, but every time you would engage, they would just like take off.
Yeah, dude, there's a bunch of runny bitches in there because they're Xbox noobs.
Yeah. So what's funny
They're
is
like keyboard turning Xbox
Yeah.
noobs, dude. They turn like, then they're like, oh fuck, because Chuck has like a free spin feature on his mouse wheel,
Oh,
and that's how you
nice.
change guns.
Yeah.
But you can fucking set it and spin it, and he does the free spin, so it just sits there and cycles his guns really fast. And if he double clicks really fast, it'll shoot both guns instantly, and it's like point blank. And he's so good at it. They're just like, you're fucking cheating. And he's
Yeah.
like, no, I'm not.
So you
Like, report me, bitch.
So you play on the computer or you play?
Yeah, we play on computer and just dominate Xbox casuals. Like, it's great.
Yeah. Nice.
Yep.
This guy I work with, he started playing Sea of Thieves,
It's fun.
but he's like, I always ask him like, do you ever get like taken over? He's like, no. He's like, if anyone wants to fight, I just run away. And I'm like, so I was like,
See?
makes sense.
See?
Yeah.
I just run, man. I point my sloop in the direction the wind's blowing, and I just go.
But then he was saying, he was like, he made a comment.
Fucking piece of shit.
He was like, I was playing Sea of Thieves, and he's like, I don't know what else. There's this guy that was taunting me, and I chased him, and then he took over my ship and took all my stuff. And I was like, you overextended. He's like, I did.
Bro, you know what I
overextended."
do when somebody's chasing me? Climb up to my crow's nest, grab a gunpowder barrel, slide down the ladder, and go and drop that fucker out the back of the boat. Because if they're following you directly in your path, they'll run into the
And then
into the barrel, and it
blow up.
explodes and
Yeah.
just sinks their boat. Man.
That's funny.
Or we like we do a lot of fucked up shit. I've been watching people play it though, and they play like sneaky play, where they like shoot out of a cannon into the water close by like a parked ship on an island and swim under the water and stealth get on the boat. Let the person do all the shit that they're doing and gain all the loot, because you can like emote sleep, and it'll like lay you down in places that like you become really hard to see. So they go into the captain's quarter and hide behind the captain's chair,
Yeah.
then do an emote where they sleep, so their character lays down and is like laying all tucked in, and then they just sit there, because then you can free spin your camera around and no one even fucking knows you're there.
Yeah.
Let them bring in a shit ton of treasure, And like if they got a rowboat attached to the back, when they're fucking sailing to go turn in and distracted worrying about sailing their
You just
galleon,
take it all?
you just start taking one piece at a time back to the rowboat, and then you jump in the rowboat, disconnect it, and row away. Dude. Take all their shit. So they get to
That's so
port.
awesome.
They get to port, and they're like, "What the fuck?" And
Sending
you're
you-
like 10 islands back the other way. Your boat already came and picked you up, and you're sailing to the other turn-in.
That's hilarious.
It's epic.
So they like report a bug. I had all this stuff and like it's gone. It's
Oh,
like,
dude.
no, dude, you were
You
robbed.
robbed. Straight pirated.
Pirate
motherfucker.
ninjas, man.
It's great.
That's awesome.
We also got back on the division. We're kind of doing like a recap rally, kind of going back and cleaning up games we never really finished.
Yeah.
So like Sea of Thieves was one. Now we're Pirate Legend. Now we have to get like, once you get to Pirate Legend, it unlocks like a new faction where you got to go do like, it's like an ultimate mission that like takes the other 3 factions and combines them into one. So you got to
Okay.
like do merchant missions, kill skeletons, and hunt for buried treasure.
Yeah.
And it gives you like a whole like 8 maps to do. It takes like 3 hours to do one Athena's mission, but you can gain it up. I think it's like, if you do it in the right spot with all the volcanoes, it's double XP for turning in shit in that area. And I think it's 93 Athena's missions to get to max level.
Oh wow,
93 missions that take 3 hours a piece.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
So that's what you're
Or
saying, like
double,
too much content.
or double that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you don't have
That's
the
not
2
the that's
XP.
not the too much content. There wasn't enough content to get you there in
Oh,
a
so that was
decent
there
amount
before?
of time. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Pirate Legend was like it's always been there, and Athena's has always been there. It was just really fucking grindy to get there.
I see.
But now they've added all sorts of crazy shit. Now just random skeleton ships come flying up out of the ocean and start fucking with you. Megalodons always spawn, and there's like 5 different ones of varying difficulty that bite the
Right.
shit out of your ship. Karen, the fucking bitch kraken, pops up every once in a while. And she's really fucking hard.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's a lot of stuff. Plus skull forts and like ship battles. You sell out to like this empty water space, and all these ships just start flying up out. It's pretty fun.
Yeah.
The Division, going back and recapping the Division right now, because there's a lot of unlocks.
The Division looked pretty cool.
It's super fun.
I got-
Division 2's in March, though.
It's not Division 2's not out yet?
No.
Okay.
Division 2 comes out in March.
So maybe that's what it is. I've seen some
Yeah.
videos for that.
They're
That
in
looks
Washington,
pretty cool.
D.C.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just haven't been a huge fan of like those what would you even call those? Like MMO FPS games, so to speak. Like Destiny,
Oh.
like style.
Yeah.
Because that's what the
like-
Division is.
It's
right?
like a shooter looter is kind of what it is. That's I think the category. That's what you
Shooter
would
looter?
class shooter looter. Yeah,
Okay.
it's an FPS with like looter dungeon crawling type
Yeah.
things where you just gather gear and weed through all the
Yeah.
shitty gear and keep the best shit.
I think I've just never really like given those a big chance because I did like Borderlands and stuff, but it felt different because that wasn't. At least I don't think that wasn't online.
I think they're coming. It is. It's multiplayer.
No, but I mean,
Borderlands is. Yeah, you can play up to 4 people.
no, but you can invite people to your party. But I don't think like it was open world online, like Destiny. How you'll be like running through and you just see.
It kind of
people.
is.
With
It kind of
Borderlands
is.
it was?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I
it
just-
kind
maybe
of
I just
is.
don't
It's
remember that.
sandbox. That's a sandbox RPG. That's a
Okay.
shooter multiplayer capable.
Yeah.
It
I
is
just-
kind of similar.
But I got Destiny 2 when it was free in November, and I like logged into
It's
that
a good one.
and played a little bit.
pretty
I
good.
actually had some fun with it.
Yeah.
It seemed good. So
Apparently it was bad then, and now it's good now.
I think when it launched, it was bad.
I played it when it launched on Xbox.
Yeah.
And, I mean, we beat the shit out of it so fast. It was
Right.
kind of like, all right, now I just fucking put it on the back burner and wait for more content. But then I never went back.
Yeah.
Or I went back for like the first expansion for the first day and was like, I don't really
That's
feel
what
like
I kind of
doing
feel
this
like
shit
with
again.
games that do DLC. Like I had the same problem with
Yeah.
Breath of the Wild. Like I played through the game, loved it.
Right.
DLC came out. I was like, oh yeah, that's a thing, but I never got back into doing it.
I don't think it's enough added content to constitute a DLC. Like, why didn't you just put that in the original game?
right. And then like Spider-Man's the same thing.
There's
I beat
DLC
that game,
for that.
and there's three DLC packs. That one came out in October, November, and December. I've downloaded them because every time I turn on, it's like, hey, there's this new thing. I'm like, okay, download it, but
Yeah.
I've never played them.
Huh.
And so it's like, it's kind of hard because I loved Spider-Man. It was
I
one of
haven't
the
even
greatest
fucking
games.
played the game of the year yet.
Which
where
was
I have played part of it. God of War.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I played part of that
didn't
one
even
too.
fucking finish it.
I did the thing where you like got like I'm barely into it. Like I just started on the adventure with your son when you start actually traveling.
Right.
So it's like after like the prologue stuff.
I just solved a lifelong problem I had for my entire life.
What's that?
Like a couple days ago. I bought a fucking legit PlayStation controller. So now I might actually get some use out of my PlayStation.
Oh, it doesn't have the two thumbsticks in it?
Hell yeah,
man.
buddy. Got a, have you ever heard of a Scuff controller?
Uh-uh.
It's pretty dope. Jarrell.
Look it up.
Scuff. SCUF.
Are you on YouTube over there?
Scuff PlayStation controller. So it's got offset thumbsticks. And it looks badass as fuck.
Yeah,
But
so
on the back, it has 4 paddles
to replace like the R
that you can remap
Oh,
to
you
whatever
remap
button
them?
you want. Yeah.
Those look the same.
So there's these panels here.
No, but
Yeah.
the joysticks don't look offset.
On the Vantage, the Scuff
Because
Vantage.
that was the Spectrum or something.
Yeah, the
like that.
Scuff Vantage is the one. I got the
'Cause-
Scuff Vantage swag.
This is the Vantage.
Now, now scroll down to like the custom ones or the limited edition ones.
He's just on images. That looks cool with the paddles on the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's like
It's all about the thumbsticks though.
Oh, for sure. It took me a little bit to get used to the shooting in Red Dead on the PS4.
Nope. Not fucking with it.
With
I
what?
wouldn't try to shoot anything with a PlayStation
No, not
controller.
even just that.
That's
It-
the most
just-
cancer thing.
Just the controls in Red Dead, but the auto aim
Yeah,
stuff. Like
yeah.
it took me a while to get
No.
like used to that. Like I don't know. It just seemed like weird.
Oh yeah,
controls.
because you gotta like press it to snap to the closest guy and then shoot,
Yeah.
and then press it
Yeah,
again.
you
and
don't
snap and
turn
shoot.
with your
right.
your
You just
joysticks.
keep pressing the button.
It's
and-
weird because it's like you do L2, like let it go and reacquire to
Yeah,
target and
right.
then shoot, and then you wait for the thing to get small.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah.
It took me a little bit to figure that out, but because I kept dying and because I kept trying to like turn and it was so slow. I'm like, what the
Yeah.
heck? So then when I actually like stopped, I was like, okay, how are you supposed to do this? I was like, oh, that makes sense. And then like my Deadeye it's always empty. I don't think it.
I'm
ever
not gonna lie to
recharges.
you. I didn't think Red Dead was that great of a game.
I think it's cool.
I think it's all right, and it's a fun story-based game, but the gameplay's really kind of shit.
What's fun about it?
There's a lot of glitches in the game too.
What I don't like about it is that if you want to travel from point A to point B, it takes forever to get there.
Yeah,
Like,
there's no fast travel.
There's not a whole lot of fast travel.
There's like the
some-
wagon shit. That
Yeah,
you
there's
can
some
do,
there's
but
some
not
fast travel, but not a whole lot.
really. Yeah.
And so, and then too, when you want to like say you need food and you go hunting, to do it right, it takes some time. It's not just like you can like
Yeah.
kill something real quick, because
Right.
if you kill it poorly, you get poor meat.
Yeah, yeah.
Like you can't
You
like
get poor
unload
damaged
right.
pelts.
You get damaged stuff, so you have
Bullshit.
to like go through with a bow and arrow,
Yeah.
track
Shoot it in the head.
shoot one arrow. If you spend more than one arrow, then you're done. It's not even worth it at
Right.
that point. So I think like some of that stuff was like they tried a little too like they added too many layers of that system
Yeah.
when they could have just been like, who cares?
Simplistic,
Skin
right.
it.
Yeah.
I will say though, like the skinning though,
It's pretty graphic.
way graphic.
Yeah, it's pretty graphic.
Pretty crazy.
I remember that too. I was
So,
like,
like,
ooh.
I did
okay.
this one where we had to kill like this legendary bear, and
Yeah,
so I go up to it afterwards,
I've done that one.
and
too.
I was like, skin it, and
Yeah.
like my daughter was sitting right next to me, and I was like, we're gonna skin this bear, and then he stabs the knife and he's going, and I'm like, shield your eyes.
right.
It's like, because I turned the sound off because I knew like
Yanking the fucking
yeah,
fur off
or like
and
just pull,
shit.
or with like rabbits too. Like,
Yeah,
you like
just
put your
that's how
fingers
you,
in like
that's how you
its butt,
skin a rabbit.
and you like rip it off,
yeah, that's
and
how
just,
you skin a rabbit.
you're holding its ears on one end, and I was just like,
But
I don't know how it is. Maybe it's in
You
its
cut
mouth
it
or
down
something.
its stomach, and then
Yeah.
you take it and you like fold it, and you can like grab it, and then you take its hind legs and you just
rip it off.
rip it
But that's like,
opposite directions.
yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Kind of how you peel a cat.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, naturally.
Yeah, it's
Oh, okay.
kind of how you peel a cat.
All right.
you know?
Should have opened with
Like
that
when
one.
somebody's like, I peel cats, like that's
Yeah.
what they do.
Nice.
Yeah, it's pretty graphic. I just don't. I think after that's done, I might go back and Kingdom Hearts 3 comes out.
I know. That's why I got the new controller. That's
Like,
the PlayStation's coming with me to work because I think Kingdom Hearts comes out the week I got to go back to work, third week of January, and then yeah, I'm just gonna play the fuck out of that thing.
yeah,
Yeah, that's
it's gonna
basically
be-
gonna be my life until that game is beaten.
everything about it just looks so good.
It looks dope as shit.
looks
What is
so
it, like
good.
over 10 years in the making?
Well,
Easily.
It's
over
hard
10
if you
years.
count like the dots.
No, it's
Like
1, 2,
2.78.
3.
Like,
Those fucking memories of fucking chains and fucking whatever the
Yeah.
fuck the sequels are.
I
that
don't even
don't
know.
even
There's
really
so many of them. Like,
chains of memories or something like
yeah,
that.
they came
is
out with
what-
a lot of the dots.
Yeah, I bought the 2.5, which is all the games in one
Hmm.
with everything in between.
Did they remaster?
Yeah, for the PlayStation, it's called Kingdom Hearts 2.5.
It's a Disney game.
Yeah,
It's
Disney
not-
meets Square Enix.
Yeah, it's more. I would say it's more of a Square Enix
It's
game
developed by Square Enix, but it
with
has all
Disney
the Disney
licensure.
properties. Yeah,
because like even in the new one where it's like you see like Elsa and like the new Wreck-It Ralph and
Hell
like all
yeah.
these new characters, I'm
Hell
like, oh
yeah,
dude, that's
it's
dope.
gonna be dope.
Yeah,
It's gonna be sick, motherfucker.
yeah. Even my
It's gonna
wife
be
was like,
awesome.
Kingdom Hearts 3 looks really good.
Oh
Like,
man,
yeah.
it's like one of the greatest franchises.
Oh, for sure.
Definitely not
Plus,
underrated.
Utada Hikaru's coming back for the soundtrack.
Yeah, dude.
Sold. You don't even have to ask me. It's
All
just
right.
like whatever
It's
it
great.
costs, just take the money. You know.
Cyberpunk 2077 or
Yeah, that
whatever
one
it
looks
is.
pretty
That one
cool.
looks pretty cool.
But that's on Xbox only, right?
I don't know.
Oh, I thought it was an Xbox exclusive.
Doesn't
Maybe it's
doesn't really matter to me.
Not. Yeah, not to me either.
Yeah, doesn't
But-
really matter.
Yeah, I have PC, Switch, PS4, Xbox.
And Xbox. I don't have an updated Xbox, but I do have the PS4 Pro.
Hmm.
I do have the Switch, and I do have
Upgraded PC.
upgraded.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Christmas for me, man. Was basically like PC shit. Backpack for
Yeah.
all that, and then a case for the headset because I've been taking my headset with me traveling, and it
Yeah.
was just like sliding it down inside my backpack. But now I got a case that
Right.
keeps it like from breaking the earpiece off and shit.
Yeah. Yeah, Christmas
It
was
was
fun.
it was a good Christmas. It was pretty decent. I also got a fucking spear, like a legit spear.
To
Have you
go with
seen it?
No.
You didn't see my profile picture?
No. What is that profile picture? Are you like on Tinder or something?
No, dude. On the FBs.
Nice.
Oh shit! We
Wow,
got
way to
volume.
silence your phone. Rude. Can't even have proper podcasting etiquette.
I know, right?
By the way, your phone's broken. I don't know if you're aware of that.
Yeah,
or
it's
not.
shattered in the back. Look at that fucking thing, dog.
Oh, I did see that. I didn't know that you got that. Though.
Yeah, that's like legit.
I didn't know what it was.
And it's sharp as fuck too, man.
That's crazy.
I know, right? It's like some Dynasty
You look
Warrior
way
shit.
too happy.
Dude, I was super baked and like I forgot I even asked for it. So like,
Wake up Christmas, you get high.
well, no, they brought out this long box and I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, thinking it's like, oh yeah, maybe it's a sword. Cool, all right, new sword. And then it's like, wait, this box is a little too long. What'd you guys get me? Like a mop or something? I open it and it's this fucking.
A mop.
It's a goddamn spear, dude.
That'd be great if they got you a
It was-
mop. You're
it's-
like, what am I gonna do with
Do
this?
you remember
Get off
playing
your eye.
Dynasty Warriors at all back in the day?
Yeah.
You remember Lu Bu? That's Lu Bu's weapon, dude. Lu Bu was the bad motherfucker that showed up halfway through every fight and was just like, Lu Bu is here! Lu Bu has entered the battle! And he just fucks everyone, dude.
Yeah.
Like, you lose if you can't beat Lu Bu. Because he'll just rape you with that spear.
That same spear.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot you collected like medieval weapons. Or actually,
I
they're not
collect
even
just
medieval.
weaponry,
Yeah.
dude, in general. I
I'm
have a
gonna
lot,
come over. You're gonna have like one of those mace
lot of things.
with like a spikes
A
on them.
Morning Star?
Yeah. You have one?
No.
Oh.
That'd be pretty legit, though.
I was like, just one of those. You should open with that. Like, this is what I got.
Get a fucking Morning Star.
Yeah,
Those are dope.
that'd be cool.
Fixed or on a chain?
On a chain.
On a chain.
For
I don't
sure.
think it's a Morning Star when it's. I think Morning Star is when it's fixed on like a
Oh yeah.
on a like rigid staff. I don't know what it's called when it's on a chain.
I don't know.
Well, maybe just a
Badass.
mace.
That's what it's called.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Fucking crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, I saw this sword that I thought was pretty cool, but it was, I can't remember whose it was. Some video game, their sword, but it wasn't full tang. And I was like, well, it's not, it was like $200. I'm like, not worth.
Not full tang.
Yeah. Like that's just a prop at that point.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah. I have some non-full tang weaponry and like.
but you also have full tang ones. And I
I
figure
do have
like
many a full tang ones.
those would be good that you need to know about in case like, cause like, yeah, it's a cool decorative piece, but home invasions, zombie apocalypses,
run somebody
whatever.
through with a spear, dog.
That'd be
Wow.
that'd be a fun police report for the officers. They'd be
Yeah.
like, dude, you made our night.
You're right.
Like, this is awesome.
Like you impaled that guy through the neck with a spear.
Yeah.
Like
He broke into your house, man. He had it
fucking,
coming.
I
You
mean,
know,
head
what are
on
you
a-
gonna do?
Head on a stick, man. Crazy.
Put it outside your front door. Be like, this is what happens.
This is what happens. Like chop his head off and
Yeah.
like stick
on
it
a
on the
pike.
spear. Yeah, on the pike. Like Vlad the Impaler. Just like
Yeah.
take his dead body and like push him over so he's like face down, ass up, and then just stick the stick down through his ass, out his mouth, and like go stick him up in your front
decorate it
yard.
for Christmas, for
Yeah.
Halloween.
Yeah, Vlad the Impaler. dude.
whatever. You're good.
Halloween
You
would
know?
probably last longer. Like, whoa, that's
That looks
Pretty
really
serious
real, man.
decoration.
Some good decorations. You're
Christmas,
next,
you put a
bitch.
Santa hat on him, you
Right.
know, some lights around
Festive
the spear
red
or the
blood,
pike.
you know,
Yeah, it's
like-
great.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be crazy.
So how about let's talk politics for a little bit.
Okay.
Just like a little bit of politics because there's some current events going on right now,
Yeah.
like governments being shut down.
Shut down of the
What do we think of these? Also, Arizona had a very controversial election that ended in basically a 50-50 split,
yeah.
but also ended in both of the candidates becoming senators.
I know. That was
In
weird.
a weird turn of events.
I really hated that too because like so all of McSally's supporters were like it's rigged, she had it the night of, and then blah blah blah. I'm like, you guys, they
Yeah.
can't magically count mail-in ballots.
Absentee ballots.
Right,
yeah.
remember that they have to still count those. Like,
Right.
those votes matter.
They
If it
seem
was-
to matter a lot in Arizona politics.
Well, because what it is, a lot of Maricopa County, a lot of like I can't remember how many numbers. It was like hundreds of thousands, like 300,000 or whatever.
Uh-huh.
Were like mail-in ballots like that they had to count alone from like Maricopa
Now,
County.
let me see here. Because
Because-
I have an issue with things like this. And, like, I understand that some people are like, well, they own a house in Arizona. But are these, like, fair weather Arizonans? Like,
I
where
can't
they,
speak to that. It's
where they
possible,
only, like, they're mailing in ballots
like
because they're
snowbirds,
living
like, type of
somewhere
thing?
else in
Like-
Florida for the other
Right.
6 months. And then they get to
Vote
decide
in-
shit
right.
in our state.
It's entirely possible.
I hate that.
My wife does the absentee or mail-in ballot stuff.
That's different.
And she
If you just don't want to go to
lives
the
here.
polls. Yeah.
I like going to the polls. There's something about it that's like
Really?
I don't know. It's
Couldn't tell you if I like it or not. Never
just
been.
never
I
voted
don't
in your
vote.
life. So what do you even want to talk about politics for?
Because
you
it's
don't matter at
it's
all.
important to me.
It's not
It's im-
important to you
It
because
is.
you don't vote.
It's more important
Clearly,
to me
you don't
than
care.
everyone else.
No, it's not.
Yes, because I actually swore an oath to defend the Constitution
Okay,
with my
here we
life.
go.
Got you there.
I mean,
Yeah,
yeah, you kind of
like,
got me there.
I
You
pretty
pulled
much
that
like
card.
made a blood pact with the
Yeah.
government to like.
Yeah,
I'll die for you as long as
that is true.
the country remains free.
You fought for our freedoms to vote and
So
not to vote.
I
guess-
definitely like to exercise my First Amendment right to not vote,
yeah, I guess you do have that.
while also still having an opinion.
Yeah, but going to the polls, in
That's
my
still
opinion,
relevant.
It's just like this. You're standing in line, you get your ballot, you go to the booth. It's just something very like, I don't know. I think it's cool. I like it.
I'm very
might be
against
weird in that
voting
sense.
just to vote, though. I
Yeah,
think a
so
lot
I
of
went
shit
into this-
happens because people vote without knowing everything about the candidate they're voting. They just vote party lines, and that's not.
That's
good.
a problem.
That is a massive.
I
problem.
definitely don't vote party lines at all.
Yeah.
I'm part of the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like, oh, every Democrat, my vote.
No.
Every
Which one's
Republican.
prettier?
Yeah. That
Which
is how,
one
That is how he
could take a
voted
D?
for the Senate race.
Oh yeah, the cinema or McSally. So who'd you pick?
Cinema.
He picked the prettier one. But no, I think it's like I heard this one guy who I won't even tell you which way he goes. You could probably figure it out.
Okay.
But he was saying like he's like, I don't know. He's like, I don't know what's wrong with Arizona. Like the whole election thing is just messed up. I don't know why you'd want to pick a female who I hear is gay, by the way. I don't know why you'd want that to represent our country or our state. I was just like, cool, man.
Who said that?
I can't tell you who said that, but just know that it's someone that I know. You probably don't know him,
Okay.
but yeah, the older gentleman. But they said that, and I was just like, all right,
Because that's relevant. How?
doesn't matter.
How is sexual orientation relevant to politics?
I just thought it was so funny though that it was like,
I feel like that guy should have his voting rights revoked.
well, but that's
for
what I'm saying.
thinking
That's part
like
of the
that.
problem though is like they vote party lines so hard that
I know.
they just will
It's
find
insanity.
anything that like they don't agree with.
Well, I
and
mean,
vote
the
against
government
it.
shut down because people are pieces of shit right now.
Yeah.
So this is like,
Well, but here's the thing too, though. So this is like, I don't know. I tweet at Donald Trump every once in a while,
nice.
just because it's like I can.
Yeah.
I know he never reads it,
Right.
But I say it, and I'm just so I could always say, "Well, I said that." So there was a while ago when he may or may not have said that Mexico was going to pay for this wall,
Okay.
right? And then like this whole like GoFundMe thing started or whatever. And
That thing was pretty crazy
it was pretty funny.
that it got that much traction
I can't believe it
and raised that much
it
money.
raised
was
a
like
lot of
20
money.
mil.
Was it that high? Oh wow.
5.
What?
When I saw it
It
was
was
only
like
5. Yeah, it was like
Five,
4.
no, it's like we checked it the other day and it was at 17.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
But what's funny though is I love that
Check
one
it,
lady
yeah.
like tweeted. She was like, "We're already halfway there to our $1 billion goal, and it was at 4.97 million or whatever."
Oh
It's
my
like,
god, dude.
you need to know how to do math, lady. But
Yeah.
anyway, so he, like, I made a comment. 'cause
That's
I,
the problem.
I think he tweeted out something about it. So I made a comment like, "Shouldn't this GoFundMe be in Mexico?" Like, I was like, someone told me that Mexico was going to pay for this wall. So like that was one. And then the other one, he was talking about like border security, like it either needs to be a wall or like metal slats. So I replied and I just said, you know what you should do? Think about this, landmines. Best border security ever.
Yeah.
So,
Honestly, it's 100% ethical for border defense.
and cheaper probably than a wall.
Dude, yeah, just go put claymores out in the middle of the
it'll be
desert
fine.
everywhere.
All
I'm down.
It takes,
I'm fucking down.
all it takes is one, maybe two people trying to cross that with the landmine or claymore.
Dude.
They're going to have some serious thoughts.
They're
Because
going to
least
turn
try to
the
plan
fuck
Because with
around
a
and
wall,
go back home.
you know, a ladder, a rope, there's ways over that. But landmines that you don't know where they are,
I
it's
just
a
can't
much
afford
bigger-
it, dude. I can afford a wall easier than I can afford paying for illegal immigrants.
yeah.
That's the way I look at it. Because let's be honest, who's paying for this shit?
Well, that's
you
like,
and I.
saw this one thing.
You and I are paying for this shit.
Right. Well, and Jarrell too.
And Jarrell, us in this
Right.
room pay for this shit. But like, what is it? 80%. I heard this crazy statistic, and I think it's true. It might be off by a little bit, but like 80% of Americans cannot afford $1,000 emergency.
Yeah, I heard something like that. I think that's part of it.
Like in that ballpark, rough estimate, we'll just say 80. 80% of Americans can't afford $1,000 emergency.
Yeah. It's
You're not paying for shit.
definitely.
You're not paying for shit. So why the fuck do you get to decide what I pay for?
Right.
That's fucked. Why would I want that?
Yeah, it's definitely hard too because I read this thing that was like it showed like these top sanctuary cities or whatever and how many alleged illegal immigrants they have there
Yeah.
that they support and everything like that, and then how much money they receive,
Yeah.
you know, from federal, and it's like hundreds of millions of
Fucking an
dollars.
insane amount.
It is pretty crazy because
They get way more money than what they're fucking shutting the government down
Oh,
over
yeah.
this
Yeah.
$5 billion. Because somebody also brought up that like the total cost of the past 7 bills that have been brought to Congress like over the past like 4 months total like $1.4 trillion in 7 bills
Yeah.
that they all voted on and didn't have a fucking care in the world for
Right.
voting those $1.4 trillion worth of shit through.
Yeah.
But for $5 billion, we got to shut down the government. Like a lot of my friends are either furloughed or getting back paid because they work for the government
Oh yeah.
in different capacities, whether it's for Border Patrol or the VA or anything of that nature.
Right.
That's fucked up. Over $5 billion. Like the people from California are the dog shit motherfuckers that are doing it, and I can't wait till California
Falls
gets
off.
like a 14 Richter scale
Oh,
earthquake and like 50% of the population dies from the earthquake and all the collapsing of the buildings, and
Families
then
in California.
then the other 50 just drop right off into the Pacific.
Yeah.
Obviously, we would go and save your family,
Okay.
but everyone else, fuck them.
Yeah. I was gonna say,
Can we pick up my family?
Yeah, we could pick up your family. They're honorary
they-
Arizonans because
they
they've
live-
lived in Arizona before.
they live all like on the coast.
Yeah,
and
they're
everything.
right there.
Yeah, they're
Maybe
right.
for-
Hopefully, they got a
Ground zero.
boat so they can survive long enough
Yeah.
for us to
They
come
can't
save
afford
them.
a boat.
I know, dude. That's the point.
They
Fucking
get,
these
get
people.
taxed so much there.
I don't understand
But
how
they
people
don't-
live there,
I don't
dude.
either. Oh, you know what it is? It's they have small houses and it's like 10 families per house.
Dude, they live in bungalows on top of each other
Yep.
and barely make rent.
Yep.
I know my buddy was just here visiting from California. I was telling him like what I paid for this and like what the house is
Yeah.
for, and he was just like, "What?" Because there's this massive looking
Dude,
house.
I don't know
Like,
why
that's probably,
people aren't like
400.
mass
Yeah.
No,
exodusing.
it's not. Like,
Well, that house that I showed you that I want, and
It's fucking crazy.
it's I mean it's unrealistic. It's like this super fancy house,
Oh, yeah.
but it's like 700,000.
Oh, really? That's
Totally
not even fancy.
No,
dog.
but if you see it though,
it looks.
if
yeah.
you see it, it's got like this infinity pool. I mean, it looks
that's pretty dope.
it looks legit, right? And it's got like a 6-car garage, like it's huge.
Six for only 700 grand.
And it's
Where's
really-
this at?
In Arizona. That's what
No,
I'm saying.
where?
Like, oh.
Where?
Like right. So where I live, like my
No, I just
subdivision,
mean like
it's
what
right
what
next to it.
what suburb of Phoenix are we talking?
It's Gilbert. It's my
Gilbert.
neighborhood. It's like my same
Really?
neighborhood, just right
You can
there.
get a fucking baller ass house with an infinity pool
Yeah.
and a fucking 6-car garage for
I don't think it's
700
6. I think it's like a
grand?
4-car garage, but it's like a big garage.
You can
It looks
fit
big.
6 Mini Coopers in there.
Yeah, you
But
can,
all this shit for like under a mil.
it's 7.
Yeah.
I think it was like
That's
last I
pretty nuts.
checked, it was 704. Like,
Dog, there's this $14 million house in Scottsdale that
Oh,
Julie
yeah.
was like,
is it the? Oh, what's that one? It's like a. It has a name.
it was at the end of a cul-de-sac and it was on like Zillow for like a year.
There's one though
And it
that's
was
like
like
14 million
14 mil,
in
dude.
Scottsdale, but it's like on like a hill.
Yeah, this one was like on the edge of a hill and
Yeah.
like there was nobody in the backyard and it like looked out over the whole valley.
Yeah.
Dude, it was like the dopest fucking house you ever seen. It had like 3 swimming pools, dude.
That's nuts.
It was
Too many pools.
It was insane.
too
It had
many.
4 kitchens.
Yeah, that's too much.
4 full,
I don't know why people would
fully
want that.
tricked out kitchens, dude. I want to say it was like over 10 bedrooms and at least
Yeah.
10 bathrooms.
You
Let's
have to
see.
turn that into
It was
like a bed and
fucking,
breakfast
dude.
or
It was
something.
crazy, man. I'm pretty sure it got sold. It had like it had a guest house that's probably bigger than your house,
Yeah.
Jarrell, for sure.
I saw
like
one, yeah.
bigger than like if you combined 2 of these fucking
Yeah.
houses.
That's the guess. though.
That's fucking. It's nuts, dude. You could
So
literally
it's,
have guests and never see them.
I guess it's not an infinity pool, but here's like the
Still
picture
dope,
of the
dude.
pool though.
Yeah, that's sick. What for 700 G?
It's 710 right now. But like look at like
But
like
that
the
house,
kitchen.
dude, that house in fucking California is like 5
millions.
mil.
Yeah,
5
yeah.
mil.
4, 5
Easy.
mil.
It's
Easily.
3,700 square
More
feet.
than 5 mil, dude.
Yeah.
Way more. It's like that's a $14 million house in fucking.
Here's a new one for
LA.
1.3 million. Yeah, check this out though. Look at that entryway though to that.
I know,
house.
dog. That
1.3
looks
million.
sick. I don't
Well, I
understand.
guess that's what
why
it is.
why is there not a mass exodus out of California?
It's
There
either-
are though, and I think that's
They're
the
all
problem.
coming to Arizona.
They're all coming to
Yeah, that's
Arizona,
why Arizona's turning
and that's
blue.
another thing that someone told me. It's like the only reason Cinema One is because of all of those people coming from California,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, you're probably not wrong there,
They're moving inland.
but they can't because they can't afford it. Like, they could like my sister, for example, it's a 700 square foot house. They paid, I want to say like 400,000 or something like that for it.
Yeah.
On a short sale, so it was less than
Right.
what it was really worth.
Yeah.
She was saying they could sell their house just with the equity that they've accrued. Like they could pay off their loan, take that equity, and buy a house out here in Arizona cash. Like no problem.
Just with the equity.
And it's like, so I'm like, do that. they're like, oh, we don't want to live in the heat. We like the weather too much.
Dude, shut the fuck up.
And I'm
man.
like,
get out of
it's
here.
40 degrees
That is such a
outside.
bullshit cop
I
out
know.
excuse. It's
know.
literally
It's-
only unbearably hot here for 2 months, and we all have
July
like
and August.
the best air conditioning.
Right. Everywhere has air.
And I think
conditioning.
that's a
Everyone
problem
has
too,
air
though.
conditioning, and there's a million people to fix your air conditioner here if it breaks.
It's,
I think-
it's everywhere you go in your car. Like
Yeah.
you're not really exposed.
Yeah.
Talk into the mic a little bit more.
You're not really exposed. to
Yeah,
the heat.
exactly. That's a bullshit excuse.
But the
Modern
thing
technology.
is that I think it's hard because like my dad's house doesn't have like air, it doesn't have central air.
It has like.
They have like little wall units. My sister's
Yeah.
house, same thing. It doesn't have central air. They have like a wall unit, like a window unit essentially.
So what they're
So
looking
they're
at,
used to like that
no
kind of
electric
thing.
bill. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, they're used to no AC.
No, their
So
electric
what
bill
that?
is still stupid expensive because they
Really?
pay for like 40 cents per kilowatt hour out there. Where we only like I
That's
pay 10
insane.
cents, like it's 10.86 cents in the summertime. It right now in the wintertime it's down to 7 cents per kilowatt hour.
Yeah, that sounds. And people, dude, have you ever seen the memes or like people fucking saying like have fun paying for power in Arizona? I'm
I was
like,
like-
what are you talking about?
My
Like,
my 2-story house with one unit, the most expensive it got this year was $258, and that was in like July or August or something like that. I don't have a pool, granted, so that
Yeah.
adds like another $100.
so
or
I
whatever.
have a pool and 2 units to heat my house,
or cool.
or
It's
cool.
probably cheaper 'cause
And
you
in
can
the
do it.
summer, I think we're capable of getting it down to like 250.
Yeah, that's with a pool.
It can be upwards all the way. I like when we first moved in and didn't know what the fuck how to like manage it and regulate it and shit
Right.
and be conservative. The first couple of bills were like $400.
Yeah,
It's
but
still not
$400
that
though is
crazy.
not that bad for 2 units and a pool.
This is dead of summer,
And-
June and
But
July.
what's your bill in like January? Like what was your
Uh,
last one?
I feel like it was a little high
Okay.
for winter, but normally under 200,
Under
like
200?
150 to 200.
So mine's under 100
Yeah, mine was-
right,
mine was-
those days for me are gone.
Yeah,
my last
that's
one
just a
was
sad fact.
101.
because of the pool.
It's not even the pool, dude. It's just my house is like low. Well, I have 22-foot vaulted ceilings in my living room.
That'll do it.
So
So to heat that,
my living room is the biggest room in my house, and
heat
it's
it will be
probably
expensive.
800 square feet is my living room. Like open with ceilings that are 20 some odd feet tall.
yeah, because heat rises. So in
Yeah.
order for it to get down to the thermostat, it's got to pump in a lot
Right.
more
So
heat.
it's filling up, the ceiling with heat for a while before
Right.
it kicks it off. Like on the sides, like so I think I have 22-foot ceilings in my room, so it's really hard to heat my side of the like house with my room on it.
Right.
But all the other rooms are on the other side, and they do have vaulted ceilings, but they're a lot smaller rooms.
Oh, I
So it's like a more narrow
Right.
like chimney effect. So like it fills down faster
Right.
from the top.
Yeah.
So that's not a problem. And normally I only run the one on the one side, while like whatever side I'm occupying is the one I'm running.
Yeah.
Was how it used to be. Now I kind of just set it and forget it and fuck
Right.
it,
Just
whatever,
let it
whatever
go.
it is,
Yeah.
it is.
That's kind of like what we do. We just set it and forget it.
But the thermostat, there's a thermostat on one side and a thermostat on the other, and the living room is in the middle. So like they're both competing to like try and
Right.
do it. So they both run all the time. So
Yeah.
it was kind of poorly designed if you wanted to be like power efficient to heat and cool.
Right.
Just because of the
do you
high
have like
ceiling.
any sort of like pellet stove or anything like that, like in the living room?
No, dude, I have an Oh, yeah, I have a fireplace, dog.
Yeah. So
I
that's
got a gas
probably-
fireplace.
Oh, it's
so
gas though.
yeah, so what I don't basically it's no cheaper because
Right, because you're offsetting your electric bill to your gas
with
bill.
my gas bill, exactly.
Because
so gas was
some
like
places that have
120.
that, I'm seeing they put like a pellet or like a wood stove or something in it,
Mhm.
and you just load that up for really cheap,
Right.
and that keeps the living room warm, so you don't have to run the heaters as much.
We just use blankets, dude. Let's
Yeah,
be honest.
I like being
It's
cold.
barely
Yeah,
for the past 2 weeks is
Yeah.
the first time all winter it's been below 36 degrees.
yeah. I heard you guys got snow.
We did get snow. It was
Yeah.
pretty epic to walk out, like
That's
to pull out
funny.
of my driveway and like go north, and there's Mount Lemon, and like the whole fucking mountain is just white. I was
That's
like,
cool.
what the fuck? This is nuts.
Yeah, that's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
it was pretty sick.
Yeah. So, no, I think that a lot of people are moving out here. from California. But the thing is that
That's bad for Arizona.
It
Because we
is.
don't need those type of people.
it is bad,
here.
but I feel too like a lot of the people that are moving out are the ones that are also sick of California. Like,
Yeah,
they're
that could be a
tired
good. That
of
could be
the
a good
politics.
thing. Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
Like,
but
and their
they still
taxes.
bring in their liberalness.
Well, but if you look
our
at
way.
it, like
I'm not
cinema,
that opposed to
cinema
liberalness.
wasn't that liberal.
I didn't really follow him because all I ever heard, like, so I know who Martha McSally was from 2 years ago when she ran and won.
Because she was in your district? Because
Yes.
I never heard
Yes,
about her
she was
before.
our representative
Okay.
from Tucson.
All right, okay.
Yeah, so she rallied and like ran on the platform of like DM is an important part of Tucson's economy.
Right.
And like if Davis-Monthan closes, that's bad for Tucson.
Yeah.
So she went to Congress and argued
And fought
to
for
keep the A10 in service and active at Davis-Monthan. And that actually fucking worked. And
Yeah.
like, because they were talking about potentially closing Davis-Monthan or retiring the
Oh,
A10
wow.
and giving us a new airframe for the base. And the only reason people were cool with the A10 being in Tucson, and as opposed to like here in Phoenix with the F-16s, is A10s are quiet. There's still people that bitch about A10s being loud. They don't know what a full afterburner F-16 takeoff
Yeah.
sounds like clearly, or else they'd be like, "Oh no, we're good with A10s," you know, like.
Yeah.
But she did that, so she earned my respect for that
But you didn't
aspect.
vote,
but I didn't
so-
vote. She just got elected into my district even without me. But I
Right.
was okay with it.
But then even still, and this is the thing that I find hilarious, is because people were going at each other, like, I hate you. And then they both ended up going anyway. So it's effectively, your vote didn't even matter.
Exactly.
Because they're both, it's like you pick someone, but they both got advanced.
From weird circumstances.
Weird
because
circumstances for sure, but still it's like.
They were initially going for McCain's spot that was empty,
Mm-hmm.
and then the other guy vacated.
Flake.
No,
Now, I think they were going
it wasn't
for
Flake.
Flake's spot, and then McCain died.
Oh, was it Flake? I heard a different name thrown out there, but maybe it was Flake.
It was Flake because
It was Flake. Get that fucking piece of
Yeah.
shit out of here.
Yeah.
I don't like that guy at all. I don't
Not
even
at
think
all.
his own constituents that got him in there like him anymore.
No, I don't.
I'm
yeah.
pretty sure I saw a post from somebody from the White Mountains that was like, "I'm sorry, you have to have this guy repping the Flake name or some shit
But they
like that."
they have so much stuff named after him up there.
Dude.
Like everything's
Dude.
named after him. up
Well,
there.
I'm saying like they turned on him up there,
Yeah.
and that's like his people, like
Yeah.
literally his family.
That's where he has to go now.
I know.
Now that he's retired, he's going home.
Get the fuck out of here,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah. And so I think what it was is that it was to replace him, and then McCain died.
That's right.
And,
And so
that's
both
why
of them were
Sally
empty.
took
Yeah.
McCain's spot.
Which I like. It works out great.
Yeah.
Now we're
We're-
repped by 50-50.
Exactly.
I like it.
It's an even.
Yes, I feel like that should be how it is. Like
Yeah.
I feel like each state gets 2 senators,
And you can have
one
one Republican
one will
and
be
one Dem-
Republican
Yep.
and one will be Democrat, and it's just a split down the middle.
I agree.
I think that's the best way to do it.
Yep.
If you're going to do a system like that, do a 50-50 split in the Senate and then let them battle it out in the House for like a majority or a
Right.
minority.
Yeah.
Because I feel like the Senate holds more weight, for sure.
Yeah.
Like Senate, because doesn't it have to go through the House first and
House,
then to
then
the
Senate,
Senate? So
yeah.
the Senate's the bigger
Well, but I think if the
authority.
Senate proposes something, it has to go to the House for review.
Yeah, I think it's both. Like
Because
they
the
do each
executive
other.
branch, it needs all 3. So you have the White House, the House and Senate.
I'm not really sure the life of a bill anymore.
Yeah, I
it's
don't
been a
know.
while
It's-
since I've seen
Schoolhouse
Schoolhouse
Rock,
Rock,
yeah.
but
It's been a little bit.
I've seen
It's
it.
been a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know. I can't remember that.
But that's funny though, how many people don't know how that shit works.
Yeah.
And they get to vote.
Well, and then they think like, oh, he'll just, executive, or what is it?
Executive privilege.
What's the
Executive order?
executive order?
order.
He'll just executive order. It's like you can only do that with so much stuff, though. You can't do that for everything.
Well, you're also it's twofold, because if you start executive ordering like everything and like negating the other branches of government,
They'll
like-
impeach you.
you could
Yeah,
be
they'll-
digging your own grave.
Right. Well, plus too, it's like an
Because if it
executive
doesn't
order.
pan out, the only person you have that everyone has to point the finger at is you.
Right.
Whereas if it's in the House or Senate, you got hundreds of people
Yeah.
to like figure
Right.
out who fucked up where.
Well, that's what I think is just so like barbaric, though, in a sense, is that you have all these people, hundreds of people that live in Washington, voted by states on the other end of the country, that they come back for their campaign and then they're gone again. Never hear from them, never see them.
Yeah.
Lobbyists are in their ears and their pockets, and they're making decisions what they think is best for us.
In the here and now, for basically that their decision making has less to do with their constituents and more about personal gain.
Absolutely.
In that
And
given moment.
I feel like that's humans every day of the week.
Dude. That's why these motherfuckers need church. Can't be fucking messing around with the sin of greed, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
Greedy
know.
ass,
I would never wish
sinful
church
Christians.
on anyone, because I feel like
I mean, I'm not even fucking pretending like I go to church, but if you're gonna pretend like you're a good Christian person, maybe you should practice what you preach and not be a scumbag.
I feel like the majority, not to get on that subject, but I feel like the majority of Christians don't practice what they preach.
Dude, they're entirely hypocritical.
Super hypocritical.
Yeah, big time.
So, but I think like
they cherry pick what they like to back.
100%.
As far as religion's concerned,
Yeah.
it's like, oh, that works for me today.
Like gays are wrong, but you can wear multiple
the whole
clothing of different
types
cloth,
of clothing,
and you're fine.
Yeah,
Like that doesn't matter.
yeah, that silk shirt you got on, fucking piece of shit. That ain't right.
Yeah, you can't, that's not cool, man.
Going to hell.
Yeah. See you in hell.
That's Old Testament, bro. That's Old Testament.
So
we don't
is
we don't
the
follow
homosexual thing.
we don't follow Old Testament. We're New Testament people here.
Except
We
for the
believe
gay
in the
thing.
good book.
Except for the homosexual thing, then, right? Because that's
Yeah,
Old Testament
It
too.
is Old Testament. Like, what are you, a Jew?
Yeah.
Like, because that's what Old Testament is. Like, oh, so you're Jewish then? Because
Yeah.
you're following all these Old Testament practices. Why don't you just become a Jew?
Yeah, just do Judaism.
Yeah.
But even still, like they talk about like this. Well, like even when they say like, "Oh, I'm New Testament,"
They don't even
it's like
know that.
Jesus. There was a story in the Bible that these guys that had money, they were going and throwing them to Jesus. Like, "Oh, here, I'll contribute. Here's here's 10 gold coins or whatever the case may be."
Yeah.
And this poor woman went up, and all she had to her name was 2 like silver pieces, whatever. And she gave that, and he was like, "This is the more
Valuable
donation because it wasn't like pocket change; it was
Yeah.
everything she had."
Right.
That's literally a story about Jesus in the Bible.
Yeah.
But you ask people like, "Hey, can you do you want to help out with this? Do you want to donate this?" It's like, "Ooh, yeah, I don't really
Let me
don't
give
really
you a
feel like
scenario.
helping out people."
Let me show you, give you an example of something that shows you don't need Jesus to be a good person.
My daughter. Bam.
Okay. But like a real life example.
That's a real life example.
A real life,
Wow, dude.
not a person, but like a situation. Like, so I had a friend recently ask me what I thought about like loaning friends money and like, do you expect to get paid back? And
Right.
like, is there like a limitation to how much you would lend somebody, and what are the stipulations of things like that? And I said, first of all, I don't make friends with people I wouldn't be willing to lend money to. Like, if I don't trust you enough to give you 10 grand, then I don't fucking trust you,
Right.
period. Like,
Yeah.
when you earn my trust, I'm an open book to you.
Yep.
But
checkbook.
they were like, well,
We don't trust
what
you.
if they don't pay us back? Like what if a friend didn't pay you back from money you lent them? And I said, I'm a bad person to ask, because if I lend you money, it was money that I was willing to give away and not get back.
Right.
If need be. Like, I'm just willing to help you one-sided. Like, if you need my help, depending on the circumstances, and that
Sure.
shit can change. But
Yep.
in general, if you asked for up to $1,000 from me for a legit reason, I'd give it to you, and I would probably expect to be paid back, but in due time, not like, oh, you have a timeline.
Here's your bill is due on the
Right,
first,
right,
I think.
and
Yeah,
collecting
yeah.
interest and shit like that. No, it's kind of just like, pay me back when you're good enough to pay me back.
Right.
Whatever's convenient for you. If that turns out to be never, I'm not gonna like hate you for it,
Yeah.
because we went into this agreement ahead of time with the stipulation that you don't necessarily
Well, I
have
think,
to
and
pay
that's
me
the
back.
thing too, is it's definitely case by case. Like, I don't think like you have like a broad.
It
book.
is, but at
Well,
the same
it is,
time,
but it isn't, because like an example that I would give is, so someone came to me a little over like a year and a half ago and asked me to lend them money, and it was a pretty good amount.
yeah,
So I talked with my wife, and I was like, look, if we do this, we need to go into it with the assumption that we're not going to get this back.
yeah,
I said, if we go into it expecting to get it back, it's just going to set up issues if for whatever
Right.
reason they can't.
right,
So here we are a year and a half later, and they haven't paid it back.
right,
But I'm not after them for it at all.
Right, and you're
I'm-
not
I'm
really out
and I'm
anything.
not right, and I'm not going to either.
Right.
I like this person.
Right.
They were in a terrible situation.
Yeah.
And so hopefully they're not anymore.
And we don't have Jesus in our lives,
we
so
don't have
fuck
Jesus
you,
in our
motherfuckers.
lives,
I didn't have to
exactly.
go to church to learn that
Right.
shit. That's just being a good person
Well,
and a good
that's-
friend.
That's why I say, like, with my daughter's a perfect example. She's 5 years old, never once been to church, never once had a lesson on Jesus or whatever.
Yeah.
And she is super polite and super, like, so we tried to do
Kind,
this
yeah.
thing with Christmas. So she was kind of had this attitude.
Okay.
And we were like, we're going to take all your presents and we're going to donate them to a kid that doesn't have anything
Yeah.
if you keep this up. And her response was the cutest thing I've ever seen. She said, if they don't have anything, then let's go give them Christmas presents.
That's cool.
And I was like,
That's
what? It was,
legit.
but a part of me was like, dang, that's so cool. Another part of me
Right.
was like, this is supposed to work on you, so you do what I want you
But
to
at the
do.
same time, that's cool. At the
But
same
I
time.
remember after that, like thinking in my head, I was like, not once, like that. All the people that say you need Jesus for morals, it's like, what
Yeah,
about that?
What about that?
No
you
Jesus
don't,
lessons
you don't
ever.
need that shit. And
No.
most people that claim that that's what they get out of going to church are full of shit
They're
because
just terrible. That's
they
just
don't
them
go
saying
and-
they're terrible people.
they don't go and put it out there in the world like
Right.
they claim they do.
Yeah.
Like nobody needs your fucking prayers. They need you to fucking be a human and like
Do
actually
something.
do shit.
Right.
They
a
don't
lot of
need your
times
money
it's not even
necessarily.
money.
Exactly.
It's actions.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, I don't know. I'm always like, I don't know. I try,
Shit
especially
drives me
because
nuts.
like I had a hard time, and
Yeah.
you definitely were there for me when I was going through some
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
So my thing is I try to pay that forward.
Right.
So I've seen a couple different people that have issues, and I try to go out of my way to help them out.
Right.
If I care,
Within
because
reason. Yeah.
there's
You don't want to
definitely
hurt
some
yourself
people-
in the process of helping
for sure.
somebody else.
Yeah, you don't want to put yourself out, but there's definitely some people that if they ask for help, I'd have to think about it. Like, and that's just
See, that's the thing is, I don't have people like that. You're either all in and
Yeah.
and I got you, or I just don't even fuck with you.
well, but the thing is that these people might not be like my friends. They might be like acquaintances or people that I know.
I don't have acquaintances, and if
Yeah.
I do have acquaintances, they ain't getting nothing from me.
Yeah,
Like, if you're not good enough to get the title of friend in my book, then I just know your name.
yeah,
Like that doesn't mean shit to me. Like I don't
Yeah.
I don't even necessarily have to like you for you to be an acquaintance.
right.
Yeah.
No, that's true, and that's pretty much how it is. But I just think that there's definitely, and I guess that's what I would classify. it
I would
as
rather
that.
help a stranger
There-
than a shitty acquaintance.
Oh,
or
yeah,
just
for
like
sure.
even not a shitty acquaintance. Like I just don't know you that well. I'd rather help a total stranger.
Yeah. Well,
That's
I think what it
obviously
is like,
suffering or something.
so as an example, there was this individual who they were having some hard times, and my wife was like, we should give them some money. And I said, no, I'm not going to do that. And like, didn't have to think about it. And she's like, why? And I was like, because of this person, if you give them money, they're going to take 10% of that and give it to a church that I don't believe in.
Oh.
And, and so I'm like, I'm not about that.
What?
Like,
Why
I'm
would
not-
they do that?
Because they're every single cent
That's
that
how they
get,
got themselves in that situation to begin
absolutely.
with.
If they would have taken that, so I said, if they need help paying a bill or anything, I'll be glad to do that. I'll
How
help
does
them
the
out.
church take priority over fucking your own
Because
well-being?
that's what some churches tell
Dude,
their
that's what
like employees or
Yeah,
whatever they are,
fucking-
slaves. What
they're-
are they called? What do they call them?
Members?
Members.
Oh,
That's what they call-
members. Members only.
Yeah.
Do they all wear leather jackets?
I don't know. They don't get anything nice from the church.
No,
that's
not
for
a
sure.
goddamn thing.
So
Yeah, what benefit does that? Like, what do you get? What's reciprocated
I have
in that
no
whole
idea.
exchange?
You know
You're
what it is?
literally giving 10% of your annual income as tithing.
it's the hype train.
It is, dude.
It's the ultimate. Like when you pre-order a game, you're giving a company money for a product you haven't received yet.
Yeah.
And you're hyping it up.
Right.
And then you get that game, and in my experience, 9 out of 10 times, if it's hyped up like that, it's crap.
Yeah.
Like it's not a good game. You're
Yeah.
like, dang it, I'm out that money.
Right.
So what they're doing is like, if you give 10% of your income every year, you're gonna get this ticket, and it's gonna give you to like the front row seats to meet God. And they're like, hype train it up.
I thought it was just so you could walk into the fancy white marble building
I have no
with
idea.
a gold angel on top, which one of these days, I'm telling you now, I'm telling you fucking now,
It's not even real gold, I bet.
it is.
Those cheap bastards.
It is.
Is it really?
It is. It's either real gold or gold plated.
Gold plate. I could see it being gold
And
plated.
it's fucking huge.
yeah, it's giant.
Moroni.
Yep.
I'm gonna
He's not an
I'm
angel,
gonna
though.
get one, dog.
You're
I'm
gonna
gonna
get-
get
it's
one.
gonna be-
Like
I'm gonna get
when the
one.
world ends, that's the first thing I'm going to
Going
get.
to get me a Moroni.
There's literally one
There's
like
one right by my house.
5 miles down the road from my house. They just built one
Oh, really?
on like Ina
There's one like
in
right
Tucson.
Here too.
Yeah, right
Like
by my
less
house.
than 5 miles.
Yeah.
I
You can go
see
get
it
I'll
from
help
my
you get
house.
I'll go get the one by my house first and then
we'll
I'll help
come get
you
this one.
get
Yeah.
that one.
And then we'll make them do.
And then we'll
Make the
fucking
fight.
we'll cut the trumpets off
Put
and
a
have a
sword.
trumpet duel with the Moroni's golden trumpet.
Yeah, so what's really funny is
I want to steal one.
Jarrell got this shirt that says, like, I'm always messing this up. It says, like, all things are possible on the front. And on
Yeah.
the back, it says, in Christ. And I told him what you need to get, like a Satan patch, and just put it right over that Christ thing. So it says, all things are possible in Satan. But it's like, it's hard
With
because
Satan.
people are with Satan, whatever, yeah. Because people always assume, like, what do you worship Satan? I'm like, no, that's all part of your Christianity. I don't believe in any of that.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I don't believe in
Yeah.
Satan. I don't believe in Jesus. Like, none of it.
Right.
I was like, I believe in just being a good human being for the sake of being a good human being.
Definitely.
Like-
that shit all translates into how you vote and
Oh, for
fucking all
sure.
that shit.
Yeah.
Everything about who you are.
Well, because that's what makes it hard. So, like, I'm all for border security, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's really hard to tell because there's definitely people that want to come to this country to get away from their hard lives that they're having. And
Agreed.
I think it's twofold. You need border security and you need to change our immigration system so it doesn't take years to get in.
You take the money out of it. You want to know why it's so backed up now?
Yeah, I do. I don't it
Because
doesn't
my
make any
wife
sense.
processes fucking visas, like work visas and shit
Mhm.
like that. And like for people that work at the college, or she used to, I should say.
Yeah.
And like they'd hire foreigners to come over, and then she'd have to do all the visa paperwork. And like if they're already here and their visa's gonna expire, you got to
Yeah,
renew it and
renew it.
stuff. So expedited processing fees. You can pay like $5,000 to cut the line.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So if everyone in academia who's from different countries coming to America for jobs for like colleges and shit
Right.
that are foreigners, that's obviously what the whole purpose of immigration is for, so we can get those people into our academic system
Yeah.
and teaching people different things from around the world and things of that nature. But it defeats the purpose if you're saying that just because these people can pay $5,000 to cut the line, that they're more important than somebody else.
Right.
Everyone should wait their fair share. And you know what happens with a lot of these people? They're not even grateful to be here. Like, they get here and get these jobs and go through the process once, and it's on them to fucking keep track of when their visas expire and need
Sure.
renewed, and stay ahead of it and try and not have to get expedited processing. If you do it right and you jump in and have all your shit squared away and go through the normal process, it's just a couple $100,
Yeah.
but it takes some time. It's when they don't even care. They're just like, my work will pay the $5,000 to keep me. They don't want to lose me in this position. And it's like, you don't even want to be here if that's the case. If
Right.
you're not on top of your own shit,
Well,
like,
and I
what are you
think-
doing?
I think that's part of the problem too, though, is that there's those that have that attitude, but then there's also those that come here with the expectation and they're entitled. You know, not all of them, but there's definitely some that come here and be like, "Give me money, give me food stamps."
It's
I need
far
all this
worse
stuff."
now because we advertise that shit on our news nonstop.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll pay everything for you.
Right.
Fucking HUD housing, fucking food stamps.
I would be curious to see because I've
Obamacare.
heard some different numbers and I don't know how accurate they are, but I heard that the welfare is cents on the dollar for what our taxes actually go to. So it's not like the heavy.
You're saying the welfare programs don't take up that much.
as much money from our
Right,
budget
'cause
as other stuff does.
Our representatives that we elect are fucking morons. They don't know how to. They couldn't even balance their own fucking budget, let
Right.
alone one for a country.
Yeah, so that brings up this interesting point that I've heard this before and I brought it up at our company because I was like, I think what we need to do is anyone that becomes like a position of management where they have to deal with budgets, in order to get that position, we have to run a credit score on them. Because if someone
Oh yeah, yeah.
if someone has a crappy credit rating,
Yeah.
that says they don't know how to handle money.
You can't have a top secret security clearance without having a pristine credit score.
So how do these people have it then?
They don't have top secret security clearances.
Well, what I'm saying though is I'm sure like if they do it for that, then how do they? I think like for Congress or whatever, they should have to have this done. I don't know.
I mean, they're
just,
rich.
So they
don't have
they don't
financial
debt.
problems.
Yeah, I guess that's
their career.
I guess that's the hard part.
What do
too.
they call those?
Career politicians.
Yeah, but it's what is it where you fucking like work for the government? Like a civil servant. They're like civil servants. They've been like their fucking pay scale is public knowledge because they're government employees. They're paid with tax dollars.
Right.
People like fucking Hillary Clinton, perfect example. She's never held a private sector job in her entire life. She's always been a civil servant, from a fucking lawyer to a fucking elected official, like in New York, to fucking whatever the
She was Secretary of State.
Secretary of State, and then a presidential candidate. She's literally never held a job that should pay her more than like 150 grand a year, and that's like at the high end for those positions. And she's a millionaire,
Yeah.
multi-millionaire.
She does have some books.
Multi-millionaire.
Yeah.
What?
Well, because she got hundreds of thousands of dollars to.
Millions of dollars to speak in front of
Well, I'm
like
just saying, like
banks
the
and
Goldman
shit.
Sachs
Yeah,
one
the
or whatever
Wall
was
Street
like
shit.
$400,000 or whatever.
But you add it all up.
But I think like the problem is that it's not just her. It's
That's the
all of them.
She's just a perfect example
Right.
of like, oh, literally, she's never worked a private sector job in her life to make that kind of money.
Well, yeah, and that's
she makes that
kind of what I was
money.
saying earlier. Is you have all these people that live in Washington. They're attending these crazy parties, like with high scale like stuff, where these lobbyists are just like, here's $14,000
Right, that's
for
the
your
whole
campaign.
point. Who do you
Here's-
think?
And then they're like, oh, this is what Arizona wants,
Yeah,
and it's like, no, you have no idea what we want.
we're pulling back the curtain right now.
Yeah.
'Cause fucking,
When we get offline, I'll show you something that might make you sick.
dude,
like-
this whole country makes me sick. As
Yeah.
a fucking veteran that's deployed twice, that fucking works my ass off and fucking like contributes to society and that like doesn't skip out on taxes and
Right.
pays a fuckload of them.
Yeah.
I'm pissed. I'm like super pissed to the point where I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I don't vote for any of
Well,
these
that's-
shitbags.
Yeah, that's the thing with like the government shutdown. I'm like, I don't care.
I don't care. It doesn't really affect
Shut
me.
it down. Yeah,
Yeah,
my-
shut that motherfucker down and don't be charging me any fucking taxes while
Right.
you're shut down,
Yeah.
bitch.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Honestly, that's how it should go.
I agree, because it's no taxation without representation. If you're
I'm
shut down,
I'm not
we're
fucking
not
getting
represented.
I'm not getting repped. I didn't fucking vote for anybody, so I'm definitely not represented. I have every right. It's my constitutional right to
yeah.
overthrow the government right now if I wanted to.
Yeah,
'Cause
you have a spear.
Honestly,
so
no one is repped appropriately,
and I think
especially with money in the pockets from fucking.
and that's the problem. And I think that's the loophole, and that's
It
why
is.
they need to get rid of that. Like,
lobbying is the key to all of this.
yeah,
it's
and
100% the key.
That was like the loophole to get
Yeah.
allow it to still keep taxes, and then have
Fuck
these
yeah.
politicians
Yeah,
like
it's
getting
insane, dude.
like,
It's working by
donations or whatever.
design. It's
Yeah.
working by design.
which is messed up for the working people.
The grand architect hijackers, fucking, it's working by design. It's 100%.
But I think it's just so,
It's so nuts.
massive and so messed up that there's no like one fix.
No,
like,
it's a
I almost feel like-
multifaceted, like,
I almost feel like it has to be overthrown.
oh
with-
yeah,
just like
dude.
to get a click. Like I don't know. I'm always said like just like a napalm Congress. Like when they're all in session, just like
Yeah.
just whatever. Let's just start
Russia,
clean.
do us a favor.
Yeah, you don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
we'll come in and pick up the pieces.
Listen, we'll give you one of our Tomahawk cruise missiles.
Yeah.
You sail a ship across the world, get it within firing range, and just blow the building up
Yeah.
for us. Like,
It's
no
just
one
ridiculous.
picked them.
Right.
They all got there by scummy means.
ones that
as
picked
soon
them-
as you start slinging mud in an election, you've lost all credibility in my book.
I
Like, you're
agree.
not a politician. You're just a fucking
Well,
showman.
and if you look at it, and this last presidential election is a perfect example of that. You don't get there because people like you. You get there because people are like, well, you're probably not as bad as the other
yeah,
person.
yeah. You're not the rest of them. So we're
Right.
gonna pick you, the fucking Cheeto man with fake hair.
Yeah.
reality TV
And
star who's known
looks
for
like he
saying,
always has
"You're fired.
goggle,
You're fired."
like a goggle tan line. I don't
Yeah,
get it.
like, bro.
What's the deal with that? Like,
Bro,
it's confusing.
even your wife doesn't like you, bro, and
know.
it's pretty obvious. Like, no one fucking likes you. You're the only person that likes you.
But I think he
Donald
likes
Trump.
himself so much that he thinks other people like him.
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
he's so oblivious because he's like,
Yeah.
I'm the greatest, right? And they're like, oh,
Dude.
yeah. He's like, shh, right there. He just said, oh, yeah, I'm the greatest.
Literally, I've been waiting for him to like come out and be like, "Nah, I just been fucking with you guys. I just say all this shit because I like your reactions." But that's not the case.
And I hope for that too.
That's not what's
Especially-
going on here.
Especially with like this shutdown thing where it's like, I'm not going to pass this budget thing unless I get what I want. Like, that's such a little kid tactic. Like, stomping around, holding
Well,
your breath, like,
That was what I was ultimately getting at by bringing this up. Is like we're in a predicament where right now he's the one that's benefiting from the government shutdown because it's not him who's shutting the government down technically.
right.
It's Nancy Pelosi and all your California representatives that are shitbags and fucking don't know shit about shit. Way too fucking old to be running a country.
Yeah.
We don't need old heads that only know shit that was relevant 40 years ago.
Right. Or even 10 years
Or
ago.
thinks things that were relevant 40 years ago are still relevant today.
I think that's the hard part, though, is like 10 years ago, like the iPhone was barely coming out. Like, things have changed drastically
know.
in that time.
Yeah,
So
and Nancy
if you're-
Pelosi probably doesn't even know how to use an iPhone.
Right.
And it's the most user-friendly device on the market.
I know how to Twitter.
But right now, they're the ones that look bad because they look like idiots for holding this up over $5 billion.
Right.
Some stupid measly $5 billion.
To some people, to other people,
I
to
mean,
half the
$5
country,
billion.
to half the other half of the country, they're just like, oh, this is what we get for having a child president and blah blah blah. And it's always turned into like an attack, like left versus right.
Yeah,
you know,
it's not that. It's about America. Listen, the federal government secures the borders. That's one of the. It should be really like one
the
of five
only-
things
yeah.
that they fucking do.
they have military,
Yeah.
border security,
Yep.
the post office.
The
'Cause
post
why
office.
not?
I
you
like
know?
the post office.
It's nice.
It's
I like-
actually not nice. It's terrible.
It is
All
terrible.
the private companies are way better. FedEx and UPS are way better
for
at getting
sure.
you shit.
But I really appreciate when you want to send a letter, it's only like 48 cents versus like
I cringe
UPS
when
is
I
like,
know they're
I'll give you
transferring.
like $5.
I cringe when I see that the package has been transferred to USPS.
yeah.
I'm like,
You
well,
always get that
fuck, maybe
delivery,
it'll
like-
be here in a week,
Yeah,
even though
I've
it's been
never
in
had
Tucson for
problems.
7
Yeah.
days. Like,
I've
what
never
the
had an
fuck?
issue with the USPS.
But
I think that,
certain things they should be in charge of.
yeah,
Foreign relations they should be in charge of, like
Right.
the State Department, things of that nature.
but then leave all the majority stuff. Like, I think,
They should be in charge of providing health care to fucking military that come. The best fucking health care on
Right.
the planet is the only thing that veterans that get fucked up in war deserve from a government that sent them to war.
right. Well, and that's super messed up too, is that it's always like, oh, support the troops, support the troops, support the troops. But once they're back and they're not necessarily troops anymore, it's like, don't support them.
Yeah.
And I don't understand that mentality.
It's only the people that are wearing their uniform are the ones, like currently, are the
Yeah.
ones that get all the perks. It's like, bro.
I mean, I watched that movie, and I don't know if I've said this before, but it was that American Sniper,
Yeah.
that shooter
I'm
thing.
not a fan.
You didn't like that movie?
No, I don't like that guy.
Bradley Cooper?
Not Bradley
Chris
Cooper.
Kyle.
Chris Kyle.
Chris Kyle?
Not
Okay.
a fan.
But even still, there was another one too. Then I think it was called "Thank You for Your Service."
Never saw that one.
We saw anyway.
I know the premise, though.
Any of like these war movies where like they see some stuff and they come back,
Yeah.
and then they're pretty much just like the way that they're trying to integrate back into their family and their society, and
Yeah.
like it shows you, like that's why I liked American Sniper. It's because it shows you him over there where like this little kid picks up like this RPG and he's like,
Right.
"Don't do it, kid, don't do it." And
Right.
like, thankfully for movie's sake, you didn't. But I guarantee you, if it was
Right,
really over
right.
there, he
Oh,
didn't
would've
put that
been-
back down.
He was already fucking splattered
Right.
against the wall.
And so like they probably saw a lot worse stuff, and then they come back and it's like they go to the grocery store and he's like walking around, he's like looking, he's like, this is all weird.
It is weird because we live really weird lives here in America.
Yeah.
Like the priorities are all fucked up.
And it's crazy to me that they do that and then they come back and then there's little to no support for these soldiers and stuff. And it's
I mean, there is, but the support that they get is like,
well, there's like a waiting list, and it's hit because my grandpa,
you're
he's
talking about at the VA.
the
There's
VA.
a waiting list. The VA's just, well, listen.
But what he was saying though is like each VA is different.
Yeah.
So the one in Tucson is really good.
Right.
Is what he says.
Ish.
Well, he says
My
it's
friend
one of
that works there would tell you otherwise.
It
Who's
says
also a patient of the VA.
one of the better ones that he's been to.
Correct. Yeah.
But he said when he used to come to the one in Phoenix, it was terrible.
Right.
And so I think that's like
That's the difference.
a hard problem with that.
It is. They
So
should
when
all be
you're-
equal.
Right. And so like say someone comes back and they're in Phoenix, they're not going to go down to Tucson for the VA one.
No, they're going to go to the Phoenix one, get a
Right.
bad impression, not get the help they need, and then commit suicide 6
Right.
months later because they didn't get the help that they fucking needed because they watched fucking kids get blown up
Or their-
fucking
or
had
their
to
buddy-
had to murder kids or watch their friend get shot in the face right next
by
to
a
them.
kid. And
By
then
a
they
kid.
had to kill
Yeah.
the kid. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's
And it's just
You
one
can't
big
even
crazy thing. Then you got to
imagine, like-
come back to a country where everyone's concerned about what the
I
Kardashians
was
are
just gonna
doing
use the
or
Kardashians
what
as an
fucking
example.
Kanye West has said
Yeah.
in a recent tweet or fucking whether Ariana Grande is the cause of fucking some dumb fuck SNL fucking comedian like tweeting like basically fake suicide notes and shit like
Right.
that. Like, get the fuck out of here. Nobody's got time for that shit.
Who cares?
And that just compounds and drives you even more fucking crazy. And it's like, man,
Because-
if this is the world I'm living in, I
because
might as
then you
well
start-
fucking kill myself
now
because
I
it's
haven't been
way
through
better.
it, but I would imagine you start thinking like maybe if everyone else is saying the same stuff, like with these Kardashians or these Kanye West, or
you're the
whatever,
crazy
maybe
one.
I'm the one
Yeah.
who's messed up.
Right.
I agree. It's
But you're really not.
No.
You're sane, and everyone else is fucking
And I
dumber than a box of rocks stuck in the fucking mud.
I wouldn't say it's everyone because a lot of the people that I
A vast
converse
majority of
with,
fucking people, dude.
it's like they don't care about any of that stuff. Like they don't care about Kanye West, Kardashians. Like they're like I couldn't give like
That's what's funny is if that was really true, those people wouldn't be popular
no, but I think they're popular like in a sense of like
because of the internet. It gives
Because-
like the small voice a much louder one.
yes, it's like it's a loud minority.
Yeah,
I would say. And I
Vocal
feel that
minority,
way.
yeah.
The vocal minority is that way even on the political side.
for sure.
Because I've definitely talked to some people who are like hardcore Republican or hardcore Democrat.
Right.
And we can work together and we get along great. And
It's a lot easier to work and hash shit out with a Republican though than a Democrat. I've noticed.
you think so?
Like if we're middle of the road, I'm more likely to find common ground with somebody that's conservative
yeah.
before somebody that's liberal.
For-
Because
in some
liberal,
aspects,
they
for sure.
they just have so much invested on remaining as fucking far outside the box and outward thinking and fucking
I
like
would
progressive
say
as
it
possible.
Probably depends on the individual and on what it's about. Because for sure, when it comes to like finance or anything like that, conservatives are going to be great to find like common ground. But when it comes to like human rights and stuff, I find that Democrats are more like
But way too far to an extreme.
For sure, there's some.
Dude,
But again, I
humans
wouldn't
don't
say-
need that many rights.
I
A
would
lot of
say
people need to
it's
be
a
told what the
spectrum.
fuck to do.
oh yeah, I agree.
The vast majority of people need strict guidelines in
Yep.
order to function in a society like this.
Yeah, I used to know someone who couldn't even order something at a restaurant and would always have me order first just so they could copy what I ordered because they couldn't make up their mind.
Dude.
Like
That's the best way to give variety.
Was it you, Jarrell?
it was Jarrell. Yeah. But it would annoy me because I was always like, just read the menu and make a decision if it was a place he's never been before.
Dog, I literally pick one thing from each place I eat, and that's what I get every time I go there.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm afraid of, though.
I've literally been to like
I do the
Firehouse
same thing.
Subs probably 100 times and only ever eaten one sandwich.
Yeah, I
You
do
know what
the
I do?
Same thing.
I get different stuff.
Do you?
That's
I
why
do.
I order what he gets because I'm like I've never had that before.
I
mean,
always
someone obviously
order different
likes it.
stuff, and it's my wife and I too. We've started this new thing, probably like maybe October, where we're gonna try a new restaurant,
Yeah.
and we're not gonna get what we would normally get, and it's been awesome. Like I'm trying foods that I'm like this is and places that's like I never would have come here before, and it's really
I
good.
feel like I didn't live under a rock for that long, so like I've tried a lot of different things, so I
Yeah.
kind of already know. I'm
Well,
not like
it's-
trying to branch out and experience new things because for me that's like eating crickets or balut.
Oh yeah, I've tried balut, but
No, you haven't.
I have.
What?
I've tried balut. Jarrell was there. I was the only one that tried it too.
My coworker actually ate balut in fucking Thailand or wherever it's
I ate
from.
it in Chandler, Arizona. Yeah, but it was
In
from
our
the
trailer
Philippines.
when we were,
Where did you get?
So this guy we used to work with was from the Philippines, right?
Yeah.
And he
Remember-
went
you
and
probably know
he
who
would
you're
always
talking
talk about it. And so
Oh.
everyone in the office,
You ate it.
He's like,
everyone
if I
in the
bring some
office
we're like, you can't
was
bring
like,
it in,
if
gotta
you,
import
he's like,
that.
I'm going to the Philippines. If I bring some in, will you try it? And everyone was like, oh, I'll try it. I'll try it.
No.
So he comes
Yeah.
in with like a bunch of them.
Like
They
a
don't
dozen.
know.
It was like he showed how to do it, and I was like, okay, that seems simple, and no one would do it, and I was like, dude, you went through the trouble to bring this all the way from the I think he actually got him at like
No,
some
he got 'em
Philippine
around
market
here,
at
yeah.
local, but still, I'm like, you went to the trouble to bring them in, I'll try it.
You know how they make that shit, right?
Absolutely, I know how they make that, but that's not the worst part. Is when you see it, when you crack it open,
when you
and you
see
drink
it.
out the juice, and it's not even crunchy though. It's so soft.
The bird
Even the
is?
beak
Yeah.
is so soft. Yeah.
Really?
You know what it tasted like? It tasted like chicken noodle soup.
No, dog.
Absolutely.
Don't even
That's
get
what he said.
That's what it tasted.
Get out of here.
Like you could take chicken noodle soup, put chunks of chicken in it, or like it was
dude, it's
chunky noodle soup.
fermented though.
Doesn't
So
matter.
it doesn't taste like chicken noodle soup.
100% it does. Go
How
get
does
me
it
some
taste?
balut. I'll
how
show
does
you.
it taste like chicken noodle soup if
Because
it's fermented? It would have a pickly taste.
It
like,
didn't have any pickly taste. It tasted just like chicken. It tasted like an omelet and chicken noodle soup.
you
like
bury it in the ground, dog, and let
no,
it spoil.
that's a
under-
different
That's
one.
the century egg.
That's the century egg. I would never try that.
That's the one that you bury in the ground
Yeah.
in clay mud or
in
something.
the clay.
Like that.
Yeah, I would never do that one. That one sounds gross.
Yeah, where it's like
Balut
the
is what it
half-developed
is.
fetus, and
That's
then
balut.
but then they bury it and
Yeah.
spoil it and ferment it.
Yeah.
and
Oh, yeah,
then
that's
you,
the century.
Then
That's
you
the century,
fucking eat
yeah.
it.
Well,
That's
yeah.
the balut I know.
No, the balut is what they do is they get the egg like where it's about to hatch.
Yeah.
Then they like hard boil them.
Oh, okay. That's not that bad then.
No. Then
With
that's-
the
that's
other one,
balut.
they
The
don't
other one
boil
is
that
cent-
shit.
No,
they
don't.
just like
They put it
get
in
it
the
to
ground.
stop and then ferment it in the ground, and you get a crunch when you bite into that fucking
Yeah.
little chicken
From what
bird. and
even
egg.
this guy who's from the Philippines, he's like, that one's gross.
yeah.
So we're like,
dog.
don't bring in those.
Okay.
But the balut.
So
was-
you
was
had
really good.
like what I would consider half a balut because like
But when you
the
look
fermented in the
when you
ground,
look up balut,
That's
it's-
a different one.
the
though.
fermented in the ground, fucking with the crunchiness still.
When
like,
you look
when
up
I think
balut,
of
though,
balut, that's what I think
when you
of.
that
look up-
one's different though. They
It's a
call it-
different
that's
name.
Like, it's called like the century egg or something like that.
balut by
I think it has like a
definition is the
second
one
part.
that I
It's
had.
balut. So I just keep getting fucked up because I keep thinking balut jolokia, which is a ghost pepper, but that's not what it is. But it's balut.
It maybe, but yeah, there may be
Yeah.
different kinds.
I
of
think
it,
there's
but-
like balut blank, and
Yeah,
that's
what it
there's like a
is.
word
Yeah.
to it.
But no, I probably wouldn't do like the thing that messed me up with balut when I had it, the one that I had, was just the visuals.
Yeah,
Because you
oh,
see,
you see the goddamn
you
like
see the chicken,
and there's
the baby
feathers,
feathers,
in some of
yep,
them. Yeah.
and the beak and everything. It's there.
Don't ever try that shit.
I don't know. I'm of the belief try everything.
They eat a lot of
once.
crickets in Mexico.
I've had
they
crickets before.
Fried crickets on a stick and shit.
I've had chocolate covered crickets and chocolate covered ants, and you know what it tasted like? Chocolate. Couldn't
yeah,
even taste
'cause it's
anything
just-
else.
Yeah, it's just protein.
So I mean, I think it's like the same thing. Like when you think
but
about
that's
this,
what I'm looking at when I try new shit. Is
So,
it's got to be really weird.
when you see someone spit like on the ground, would you ever think like, I want to go like lick that spit?
for sure, dude,
Did
all
you-
the time.
you wanna lick
all the
spit?
time?
Okay, because I was just gonna say, like, humans swallow their body weight in spit, saliva, about every 3 months.
Okay.
So you're constantly eating spit and swallowing it.
But it's my spit and I made it.
But still, even when you spit, if you're like, oh, I don't want to get that on
That's
me.
true. Once it's out, it's out.
Dude,
Yeah.
I spit on myself all the time.
The same thing with like boogers. Like boogers are probably one of the best things that you could eat. But when they live in your nose, you breathe with them, everything. But like if for me, sometimes I'll like go like that, and I get one stuck in the back of my throat, and I feel like I'm gonna throw up. I'm like, this is so gross. I'm like, oh my god. But it's actually really good for you, and it's all made from you.
Well, it's dead skin in the air from the dust in the air is
There's
dead
some
skin.
dust too, but most of that stuff is filtered out.
Well, no, I'm saying like majority of like dust on a table
Oh,
is
yeah,
just
yeah. It's
dead,
dead skin.
flake skin
Yeah.
off of
Well, I think
whoever's
here
been
in
in the room.
Arizona we have a little.
We
bit-
have actual dust.
we have
that's
real
dirt.
dust.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think ours is as high, but this for sure is just dead skin.
Yeah, for sure. When
Like-
it's like all white like that
It's
and
like
shit.
the whole
And, like,
world's
fuzzy?
dead skin just congregates here.
Yeah.
But
Everyone dies here. I don't
I
know.
feel you.
But I think like just trying new stuff, because like we would get into this routine and like everything was like, oh yeah, this is this, you know.
Yeah.
And then we just started to try different stuff. And like we went to, I can't even remember where it was. And I got like this thing that I normally wouldn't get. And I was like, this was really good. So I don't know.
I do that when I work sometimes.
Yeah.
The guys will fucking be like, yo, man, you want to try Brussels sprouts? I'm like, I never had a Brussels sprout. And I tried Brussels sprouts.
don't
See,
know.
that's a little different.
They weren't fucking terrible.
That's a little different though. Like that place I was telling about earlier. So there's this place that has 50, and it's in Oregon, and it's this like hole in the wall restaurant. It's called the Fitty Fitty Burger, and it's 50% ground bacon and 50% ground beef.
Ground bacon?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
And then they put bacon on top of it, and it's like, it's so good.
Bro.
Then they have this other one, the lamb burger,
Okay.
and I didn't realize how much I like lamb.
Lamb's good.
Lamb is delicious.
Lamb chops are good, dude.
I've never had a lamb chop, and I think that's why.
Bro.
I think it's because, remember that old puppet lamb chop?
Lamb chop. This
Yeah.
is the song that never ends. It goes on and on, my friends.
I
and we
think-
started singing and I know what to do. Na, 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 na,
Like I just had like
this
an
is all
issue
we
with like
ever-
eating lamb chop, you know?
Fuck
That's
that-
why I think I've
fuck
never
that
tried
guy,
it like
dude. I'd eat the
subconsciously.
shit out of lamb chop.
Yeah.
Just to shut him up. I'm gonna have to go back to therapy now. Thanks for that.
Yeah.
But so what was really funny is in that Red Dead game, you know,
Yeah.
I told you I was skinning or whatever. And then like I was cooking and I was like, oh, I'm going to cook up some animal or whatever. I'm like, I
Right.
love eating animals. And I think my daughter still has a hard time like understanding that.
Yeah. Because we anthropomorphize.
That chicken comes from chicken.
Anthropomorph? Wait.
I don't know.
Anthropomorphize.
That's when we make animals look like humans or whatever.
Yes, or give them like
Give them names.
the ability
or
to speak.
personalities.
Yogi Bear.
Yeah.
Perfect example.
Smokey the Bear.
Smokey the Bear. Perfect example. Every fucking cartoon ever made. Perfect example.
Yeah, just a talking animal.
Yeah.
And so like she was eating ham for dinner and I was like, what are you eating? She's like, ham. I'm like, do you like ham? She's like, I love it. I'm like, that was a pig. She's like, what? I'm like, yeah, that used to be running around like a little
that's
pig.
the ass cheek of a pig right
and,
there.
And now you're eating it.
Little ham hocks.
And like she stopped for a second and she was like, kept eating.
Yeah.
Didn't stop. I was
Yeah.
like, good for you.
Yeah.
Like, it's just delicious. Who cares? You know?
I mean, would you think the same thing if you said that's a person?
Probably.
Fuck
if it tasted as
Fuck.
good as a honey glazed ham, that's tempting.
I think it's all in what the diet of the person is. To be
Yeah,
honest,
that's
I
true.
mean, if Jeffrey Dahmer was still alive, we could ask him. But
Yeah. He was murdered, right?
he was murdered in prison, sodomized with a broom handle
Nice.
to death.
Good for him.
So he got ass raped by like a mop handle.
I watched this documentary on him a while ago, and he was like saying that he had like this boy that he picked up when he was living in like an apartment or whatever, and he had like drilled a hole into his head or something like that, and he like escaped, and like the cops found him, and he was like, that's my young boyfriend or whatever. So the cops helped him get this boy back up to his apartment, and then left, where he then proceeded to like murder and eat him.
Yeah, rape, murder, and eat him.
Yeah, rape.
Pretty sure.
Sorry, yeah.
Definitely. Whether he was still alive when he got raped or not, I'm pretty sure the dude was a necrophiliac, so he was definitely... I think in some cases he was raping them before, and then other cases he was killing them, then raping their corpse.
But he was just saying like...
He was just a psychotic dude.
He was so crazy, and like he was talking in it because it was like an interview with him.
He's
and
a
he was
really
so
weird guy to
casual
listen to.
about it, and I was
Yeah,
like,
he's-
"Oh my
He
god!"
literally like has flesh hanging on nails and like spleens in his fucking freezer, and like his bathtub has like decomposing bodies.
Yeah, he
in
said
it.
like it started because like he accidentally like killed like a bunny or something like
Yeah,
that.
and he's just
and then he
like-
started like just
just
pulling
like-
it apart,
you know,
just
like,
to see how it like worked.
so when you're like pulling, like when you just take the drill and you drill into their head, you know, and then like I extracted the brain out of the hole, and then I chopped their head off.
he was
and
like,
then
I'd always keep
I
like
put
parts
it in
of
the
them and put 'em in the
freezer, and you
yeah.
know, like the bicep. If I'm being honest, the bicep's probably my favorite part. Like that, and he's just like, what's wrong with that?
No different than like we're talking about like Five Guys or something.
Yeah, he's not like, yeah, I fucking murdered them, and they all got what they deserved. No, he's just like, oh, yeah. No,
And then you'd ask him, I don't know why I did it. I was just curious. There was something
know,
inside of me
yeah.
that was just like, just do this.
I just
And
had a
then when I
feeling-
wasn't getting caught, I was like, oh, you should do it even more now. He's like, I would drive around malls and just scope out, that boy looks good.
yeah,
And it's just like, oh.
but he looks like a normal dude.
Yeah. And he had a normal job too, didn't
Yeah, he was like really fucking creepy. That was one thing I was thinking about the other day, was how weird that is. Like we always think like the 90s were great, right?
Yeah.
But you got to think of all the crazy shit that happened in the 90s that people forget about, or it's just like fleeting. And you're like, now you're like, oh, every other fucking week somebody's getting shot up. Every place is getting shot up. People are getting murdered.
Well, they say like, if you look at it from crime from like the 80s to today, it's actually dropped by like a lot. Like even
weird,
even
right?
high school like bullies and stuff has dropped by a lot. I think it's just that we fixate now.
Yeah.
Like when we were, and I don't know if this is like true or not, but I have this theory that when you're young, all this crazy stuff's going on around you. Cause I see it in my daughter a lot. Like we'll be talking about whatever and she'll be playing. She looks up and she's like, I don't care about that.
Right.
I'm going back to my Play-Doh and my dolls or whatever, you know?
Jeffrey Dahmer was in the early 90s.
Yeah.
Followed by like the dude that ran around, or Waco.
Yeah.
Waco happened.
So
in
like
the
I hear about
90s.
that stuff now and I go, what? That
They
was
literally
going
killed
on?
like 87 fucking people at Waco.
And I was
and
like-
like 30 of them were kids. And it was like literally our government that did it.
It was the gun or who was it? It was like the food and drug. No, it wasn't food and drug.
No, it was alcohol, tobacco, and firearms.
That's what it was.
Because the cult was
ATF.
amassing.
ATF, that's
Yeah,
what
they
it
were
was,
amassing
ATF.
like a massive arsenal of like guns. And
Allegedly.
no, they had a lot of fucking guns.
Did they?
Oh yeah, they said they had 130 some odd guns inside.
Didn't that start
gun.
because like some guy like wanted to marry like multiple women or whatever?
Yeah, David Koresh, the
Yeah.
leader of the cult. It didn't start like that. He fucking
I feel
lost his mind, decided
thought
that
it
he
was
was
like
the son of
Jesus.
God or son of Jesus,
Yeah.
and
he
then
was Jesus or
he was
something,
basically
reincarnated.
like an apostle or like
But
something
how do
of
we
that,
know
like a
that he
prophet.
wasn't?
We don't. And then
then we turned on him.
He had
and
all
then
these
he's like,
people-
every time I go down there, these guys kill me. That's it. I'm done.
Dude, he
Like,
had. Well, dude, that's the best part
That
about
was
the
the
new
second
Joe
joke.
Rogan stand up, dude. Have you seen the new Joe Rogan stand up?
Stranger
The one on-
Times.
Yeah,
Strange
Strange Times.
yeah.
Strange Times.
Strange Times, whatever it is. Yeah.
Dude, that is like the best fucking segment from it. He's telling like this story. He's like, no shit. Apparently, this is a real story because he didn't make it up. It's got to be real.
Yeah.
He goes, there is a fucking story about a lady that was like a prostitute in Africa that, dude, how did it go? Didn't have genitals or didn't have functioning genitals,
Oh yeah, yeah.
but was like couldn't get pregnant
Mm-hmm.
through normal means, but like, I don't know how this works, but basically.
No, I think what it was is she couldn't.
Jizz got on a knife and she got stabbed in
Yeah.
the stomach, which inseminated her ovaries, and she got pregnant from being stabbed in the
I
stomach.
think what it was is she didn't have genitals.
Yes.
So she couldn't.
So she couldn't-
have sex.
Right, and got stabbed with like a jizz covered knife
That's
or
what it was.
something.
Yeah, yeah.
And fucking got pregnant and then had a kid via C-section.
Yeah.
And so there's this fucking kid that is the product of a knife stab. He's the knife stab baby. And fucking
His
Joe Rogan's
father's a knife.
basically like, if that ain't a fucking miracle, like that's Jesus, dude. That's
Yeah.
Jesus come again. Like, how are we not bowing down to this miracle baby?
Yeah.
From like the knife stabbing baby. It's like really funny as he tells it, but like
Yeah.
that shit's real and happened. Like, how is that not a sign from God that this kid
Right.
is like literally
Yeah.
here to save us all?
Well, that's what I mean. It's like with a lot of stuff that happened, like in the Bible, like burning bushes and stuff. And like, if anyone were to tell you this now, you'd be like, dude, you're crazy.
exactly.
How much weed or
Water
how
to
much like
wine.
mushrooms did you take?
Yeah,
Like, what do you
right?
So it's like it would never.
You
fly
mean to
these
tell me
days.
some guy climbed to the top of a mountain and fucking brought back these stone tablets and his staff turned into a snake and fucking he parted the Red Sea and he walked on water and he fucking then this other guy turns water into wine and vice versa and fucking can cure blind people instantly. Like, what? No one can do that shit ever.
Bullshit.
No one. Not a single human being. It's not real.
Well, that's
It's
what,
just stories.
yeah.
Fuck, man.
That's crazy. Well,
It
that's
is
so. That's
crazy.
what I was getting at,
It
though.
is
It's like I
crazy.
think like when we were younger, we didn't care.
Yeah.
So this crazy stuff was still going on. Now there's still crazy stuff going on, but we're older. And
We're
kind
older
of
and
just
aware.
like we're kind of like.
Holy shit! Where was all this back in
Did
the
you
day
guys-
when we were kids?
What,
world to go
are
to
you guys
shit.
looking at this?
Yeah, yeah.
And yeah. So I don't know. I think that
But you don't hear about like When was the last time you ever fucking heard them catching a serial killer? Statistically
Serial
speaking,
killer? Yeah, I
they
don't know.
say at any given time, there's anywhere from like 25 to 100 serial killers active in our country. Like right now, there's at least 25 dudes out there mass murdering people in private.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where all these disappearing people go and shit like
Yeah.
that. Like, the rest of the disappearing people were probably human trafficking victims, especially, I didn't know Arizona's the capital of human trafficking.
Oh, for sure.
Big time.
Yeah.
Like, by a mile. Like, no one even holds a fucking
Yeah.
candle
No,
to
it's
us.
it's ridiculous.
Motherfuckers just go
Well,
missing.
and that's what, like, I have a hard talking about border security again. It's like they target like women, specifically like younger, like teenage women and stuff. And so I just don't understand how, like, if it was, you know, and I
I
always
mean,
hate to
what
think,
an
like,
easy escape back to Mexico with no wall, though,
yeah,
too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, oh, they got over here real easy. Well, they don't even fucking care if you leave.
Well, from what I hear, though,
Like,
is,
they don't
is
even give a
have,
fuck.
They have tunnels or something like that.
They do have tunnels, but you don't need a tunnel to go back.
Yeah,
they don't
that's
give
true.
a fuck.
They don't care who goes in.
No, they only care about who comes in. So once
Right.
you get in through the tunnel and then you get here, then you're not even technically here. No one even knows.
Yeah.
Then you steal a person, a human,
Yeah,
and whisk them back to fucking Mexico.
yeah, it's
And from there, it's fucking fair game. They
It's so
stop. They
crazy.
stop tracking that shit. They
Yeah.
don't. Mexico don't give a fuck.
yeah, it's
But
nuts.
they can get the paperwork to get you into an airport to fly you over to fucking Asia, Southeast Asia, where they'll sell you to a fucking juicy bar, like get you addicted to fucking heroin, put you in a juicy bar where you're basically a prostitute in a bar where people pay for drinks
Mm-hmm.
indirectly, purchasing you for sexual services. Yeah. It's nuts, dude.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
It's so crazy. And then I think about that, and I'm just like, I don't want that to happen to
Or you get like
any
high
of
level.
my family.
Yeah, right. Where it's like some taken shit where they're
Yeah.
like fucking on yachts in the middle of the fucking international waters of the fucking Indian Ocean or some shit, and they're just
Yeah.
like banging fucking kidnapped broads all day. Or Saudi princes buy fucking 150 virgins. Where'd those virgins come from? Probably 100 of them were kidnapped from the United States.
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
Yeah,
Like just crazy shit, dude.
I know. And then we focus, like you said, we focus on like, oh, Kanye West tweeted this out.
Yep.
It's like, okay,
Yeah. Our priorities are all fucked
they're
up.
so messed up.
I agree.
I almost
Something
wonder,
really
though-
bad needs to happen.
I almost wonder though, is it maybe that we know that this is bad, and so people like their escape is like just focus on this this other stuff.
That's definitely what I do.
because they don't. Yeah, for sure.
I use
All
video
out-
games
exactly.
to ignore it.
Yep. Because like otherwise you'd go crazy because there's not really anything
Spend all
one
my
person
time
can
worrying
do.
about dumb shit that doesn't really even affect me.
mean,
Until
it
it's too,
does,
it does,
yeah,
but it doesn't,
doesn't.
immediately and
Right.
directly.
Until it does.
Until it does.
Until you get
Till I gotta fucking mount up and fucking strap up and fucking go and start killing bad guys
Yep.
again.
unless you get kidnapped.
It's not even like a
Before that.
first time, man. It'd be like the third time we go to kill bad guys. So I've definitely, my direct actions have resulted in the death of people on this planet, for sure. Like I've never like put somebody in a scope and pulled the trigger, but like I can just literally think of one situation where like drones flying in the air, dude loses his fiber connection to like the systems that let him control the drone. I go fix that, which means he can now go kill people. If I don't
Right.
fix that, he doesn't kill people, but if I
Yeah.
do, he does. If that's not directly killing somebody, indirectly killing somebody, I don't know what
yeah,
it is.
you'd be considered an accomplice.
Yeah, I
in
would.
any
Yeah, I
other,
would, fuck
right.
it. Yeah, by any other means. Yeah, for sure.
Right.
There's hundreds of those instances.
It's so crazy though. Like,
But I mean, everybody that is in the military, that's their whole purpose, is to contribute to the effort to kill people.
right.
So,
It's not a defense thing. Like our defense is a strong offense.
oh yeah,
Like
very strong.
that's a very strong offense.
Well, no one puts our defense to the test.
Right.
No one's even capable of putting our defense to the test. That's the thing, is like they made a big stink about like back. Another thing that just kind of like comes and goes all the time is the North Korea shit. But like when North Korea was like a threat for that one time most recently, like people don't talk about or even know about all the things we have in place to
Right.
protect us from shit like that.
Yeah.
Like, you really think that we're going to let an an intercontinental ballistic missile fly halfway across the Pacific Ocean and not do anything about it until
Right.
it reaches our airspace? Fuck no. We know exactly when that thing took off. We probably listened to the timer counting it down so that we could simultaneously launch our own counter fucking missile to intercept it and blow it out of the sky.
And also at the same time,
Blow your shit up.
Shooting our
shoot the
own
facility.
to follow it up,
Yeah.
yeah, and blow the fuck out of
Right.
that.
Well, and that's the thing too. And I always had this philosophy, or like thought rather, that Kim Jong Un, Kim Jong Il, all that whole family, they're just a bunch of like children that want to say, "I have the biggest missile in the room." When if they really had to act, they know that they would just get taken out so quickly that they'll sit there, I'll launch it, I'll push this button, and that's what one thing
That
I
is
did
their
like about
biggest
Donald
deterrent.
Trump was him going, "Do it."
Well, that's
It's like,
their
no,
biggest
I'll push
deterrent.
it. I'll push it.
They have to
Go
act
for it.
like that or they'll get bullied by countries
Oh,
like
for
Russia,
sure.
China,
Yeah.
America. Like the superpowers still exist and we'll bully the fuck out of anybody we want.
Right.
So if they're not like, we're nuclear capable and we can defend ourselves, so back off.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's kind of
Yeah.
that's what they have to do. And then once we take them seriously,
Right.
as much as we possibly
And Trump's
can.
over there shaking his hand.
Yeah, I know. And that,
But I
how
mean, that's
crazy
that's
is that,
the
though?
game. That's
But-
the game.
And that's what I kind of feel. That's why I feel sometimes, like you said earlier, like he's just going to come out at the end of this and be like, "Got you guys." Because when you look at
No,
that,
I'm waiting for him to, and I don't think he ever is. It's
but
all
but
real.
some of these things though, like Kim Jong Un, like saying, "I'm going to launch this," and him going, "Go for it." I have a button on my desk too, but mine actually works. Like
That's pretty
threatening
epic.
him, or
Yeah.
like, what was the other comment he made? It's like, I don't know why he made this comment at me. He's like, I've never called him short and fat, like he's so passive aggressive in these insults to him. And then you're right. What? A couple weeks later, they're shaking hands. It was the
Hey,
first time that he
yeah.
ever, like a leader of
That's
North Korea,
great,
came
though.
to South
I
Korea.
like that. That's great.
That's what I'm saying though. So there is some method to his madness. It seems.
I think it's
Maybe luck.
a lot luck. It's a lot of
Maybe.
luck. It might be a lot of people. There's not a bunch of idiots. There's quite a few idiots in his fucking cabinet and
Yeah.
in the White House with him. And I think a lot of the bad ones, well, I mean, they seem to be losing all the good ones, to be honest with you.
Quitting,
Like
Mattis
Mattis
just
quit.
resigning. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking big. Like the only guy that was actually, as far as I know, qualified to be in his position,
Yeah.
quit. Because everyone else, I don't really think they meet the qualifications. They
Yeah.
definitely don't meet the idea that they need to be. That's not for them; it's for the people.
Right.
Yeah, that's definitely not in anybody's wheelhouse. That's currently in the administration.
Yeah.
They're not for the people.
No.
That's no,
Not at
at all.
I don't think.
I mean, he's
Any
literally
of the
there just because he
administrations are.
thought it would be cool to be president, and now he's president. I think he's doing the best he can, but he really wasn't ever cut out for it.
And he didn't think. I think he don't think.
I
ever
don't
thought
think
was
he
gonna
meant
win.
to be president.
I don't think he ever thought he was going to win the primaries.
Right.
But if it's funny, as someone made this comment, if you look at like all the like President Clinton, Bush, Obama, when you look at them, like where they were the first 2 years into it,
Yeah.
they had already aged a lot.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
the only one that hasn't aged like at all.
But I don't think he's. What's funny is, I don't think he's aged as much because he's so idiotically carefree that I don't think the same shit that weighs
Right.
on those previous presidents is weighing on him.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's going way over his head.
He's just like, okay, doesn't bother me. Yeah, I don't.
And his
care.
priorities are less stressful.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You're probably right. It's definitely, but that's also concerning too. Like,
Yeah.
to have like a sociopath in the White House.
But what's also concerning is I have been told that he will probably run again for a second term and that the basis for his campaign will be the legalization of marijuana
Oh,
nationally.
secured.
Which
Yeah.
I know, that's what I'm saying right
Dang,
now.
man.
Like if he does it,
Dang.
like
What a curveball.
I mean, you might even get me to vote. Like,
Yeah.
damn, son, like you orange Cheeto puff motherfucker,
Yeah,
you're gonna get it.
You're gonna
get it.
have so many people torn.
Dude,
Like,
Dude,
Dang it.
how much can you hate?
man.
How much can you hate? Really? Like, what are your true convictions?
I did it. I did the
You know
line.
what I mean?
Take the vote.
So there's that, but at the same time, certain things like make me think like, all right, historically speaking, how many presidents have had the government shut down in their first term and made it to a second? Normally, you don't have you want to avoid government shutting down
It
in your
feels like
first
we-
term.
yeah.
This is twice now, though, isn't it?
No,
Or
Obama
just the
didn't.
first time?
Obama didn't have a first term government
No, he's saying
shutdown,
the
but he
government
had
shut
a.
down twice under Trump
Isn't it shut down?
because it shut
twice
down
under?
last year.
Oh yeah, that's what I mean. Like, you even have one, and it's pretty much fucking game over for any chances of a second term. But then you throw
Unless-
that curveball
yeah,
in there,
right.
and it's like, oh shit.
That could fix our financial
'Cause
troubles.
What's
too.
crazy is he already did like if I'm doing like a +1 -1 type deal, like 0 is the perfect balance, right? Balancing the scales, like he fucked up. That's a -1 from the government shutting down. But simultaneously 2 weeks ago, he also signed a bill that with his executive power, which legalized the growing and mass production of hemp in America now. So
Oh, really? I didn't hear
Yeah,
about
that-
that.
yes,
a couple
kind of
weeks
went
ago.
under the
I've seen
radar.
that.
Kind of
Oh,
went under the
wow.
radar. So now
Dang it.
hemp is legal to produce and cultivate in America
Nice.
in
That's-
all 50 states.
That is awesome.
So 0.
Dang it.
Right? So then you
Now-
go the extra step further, like barring no more government shutdowns, he'd be at 0. I can't not vote for him if it's 0,
Right.
especially when he's going to do a +1 of like legalizing recreational or
Yeah.
not even if it doesn't. So I don't really support the idea of legalizing it recreational nationally. I think they should just decriminalize it at a federal level and leave it up to the states to decide
Right.
whether they want recreational individually, but all 50 states should have medicinal marijuana legal.
Yeah.
All 50 should have medicinal, so I feel like that's what he should run on is like legalizing it medicinally across the board, all 50 states, the decriminalization, then the release of anyone that was involved in nonviolent drug offense crimes related to
Right.
marijuana that are like, oh, you got caught with a pound of weed in your fucking living room
10
during a
10
drug
years in
raid or
jail.
something.
Yeah.
Like a
25
fucking
to
no
life.
knock fucking wrong door drug raid, but they found a pound of weed, confiscated all your shit, and now you're in jail for 10 to 20
Yeah.
for fucking intent to distribute
First-
or
first
something like
offense.
that. First offense. And you've literally never even gotten a parking ticket before
Yeah.
that. You just sat at home and smoked your pound of weed all day. Like, release that fucking guy from jail.
Yeah, for sure. I think, yeah, we waste so much money on that
Yeah,
stuff too.
yeah. So we do that. Dude, I don't know. It'd be tough to not vote for him a second time, especially if he promised me
Especially-
that.
especially if-
He would literally have to fucking make a post showing me the front page of the bill and like sign it at the bottom. Like this is sitting on my desk and the
Shut
pen
up.
is resting on
I
top.
can only sign
So
it
as
if I
soon-
come back to
as
work
soon
in
as
January.
as soon as he's reelected, he's like literally the first thing I fucking do will sign that bill. I'd be like, dude, you got my vote. Done. Say no more. You got my vote.
Yeah.
Like I don't give anybody. If anybody ran on that platform, they're
Yeah.
getting my vote
That'd
at this point.
be really hard.
Because I think
Well, who's gonna go against him though?
Well, they're
That'd
saying
be fun.
Hillary's going to run again.
See, then that's
dude.
already a
And I
no-brainer.
figure if
He's already
Democrats are that stupid, then they're giving him the second.
What was that one lady's name?
Elizabeth Warren.
Yes. Who is
Yeah.
she? Because
She is a
she was on my radar
senator
previously.
from
Massachusetts or from New Hampshire or something like that.
Wasn't it over here somewhere?
might be something like that.
No, it's
not.
one
It's
of like
East
the
Coast,
early
it's not.
voting states. I want to
Yeah.
say it's Massachusetts. I know her though already. Why do I know her from
'Cause
previous
Donald
things?
Trump called her Pocahontas.
Oh, that's that. Fuck, dude. I mean, you can't be putting morons like that.
Massachusetts Senator.
Come to find
Yeah.
out, bitch doesn't even have any Native
It's
American blood.
164th, I think.
Like
is what
some
it was.
absurd, like
Yeah.
everyone's got that.
Everyone's
you idiot.
164th. Yeah.
Like you don't get to mark that. That doesn't count.
Yeah.
You're so deluded. Get the fuck out of here. Shut up, bitch. You're a white bitch.
Yeah, for sure.
From a rich state full of yuppies, New Englander yuppies, that are the closest to redcoats you could possibly be. Like, they're like direct descendants of the fucking redcoats. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, most of the fucking people in Massachusetts were probably torn during the revolution. Should we stay redcoats or should we be fucking freedom fighters for liberty and justice? Do we really support this constitution or are we cool with being occupied? The ones that fucking weren't cool with it, they went and had a tea party. The other ones just didn't participate in a tea party. We know who you fucking are, motherfuckers. Elizabeth Warrens of the world.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that's getting a little.
Nah,
bit
man,
out
I'm telling you, like, the type of people, the type of person that claims 164th Native American is the same type of person that doesn't want any
If you can't-
controversy with their king across the pond.
If you
during
can't
the revolution.
qualify for like any sort of grants for your heritage, then you don't get to claim it.
No,
and I think it's
not at all.
1/8 is
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're 1/8 native, I mean, you're pretty
Yeah,
fucking
it's
native.
pretty close, yeah.
Pretty native. Like your grandma was native, like
Right.
full blood.
Yeah.
That's pretty legit.
Yep.
Even if your great grandma was full blood, like Cherokee or something, you're pretty native.
Yeah.
You probably have physical
But you can't
characteristics.
be like some distant grand
Nah,
ancestor
dude. If
down
you're
the
fucking
line.
your great 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 grandpa twice removed on your mom's side was the last of the Mohicans, then fuck us, man. Don't die. You're the
Yeah.
last of the Mohicans now. Like,
Yeah.
come on.
164.
Get the fuck out of here, man. Who even
Yeah.
who even does shit like that? Like, yeah, oh.
What was that one lady that said she was black from
Oh
Washington
yeah,
State?
dumb bitch. She's part of like the what's the
I don't know what it was.
ACLU? Is that what it's called?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it's the ACLU. That's like the people that are for minority rights, like the
Something
activists
like that.
or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, she
She's
was
like the
she was
president of her
president it.
chapter.
Yeah, and she's
Not even
100% white.
1,000% white.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't
Bitch,
have a
you
problem.
so white, we lose you in a snowstorm.
I don't have a problem with people that are white that want to support like other ethnicities,
No,
other
it's
races,
fine.
whatever. That's 100%.
Yeah,
it's
like-
when you claim that you're that's a problem.
I mean, that's ultimate cultural appropriation right there.
Like
That's
even
like straight up.
Eminem doesn't do that.
No.
And,
And he's the most
and he's the
pandering
most-
of like like he could literally be considered by most people as black.
Right.
Like most
In
black
fact,
people
most black
want
people,
to consider
yeah,
him
want him to
black,
be black.
so there's no white dude
But he
leading,
doesn't-
like as the number one rapper.
But he doesn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and it's just so
pretty
funny.
fucking white.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, dude.
I
It's
don't know.
nuts. The world we live in. I agree. You should be able to respect other cultures and you should be culturally diverse.
Right.
And understand like different things from different cultures. Like if I say assalamu alaikum, what do you say?
Whoa, racist.
Yeah, exactly. You don't even know how to greet somebody in fucking
In anything.
Arabic.
I don't know how to greet anyone in anything.
Assalamu alaikum.
Even when people speak in Spanish, they
That's-
say
that
something to me.
means-
I'm like, dude, no hablo.
You've never heard that in
No.
movies and shit or in general?
I don't pay
Assalamu
attention to
alaikum.
that.
That means peace or like God, peace be with you or something like that. And like,
Well, I don't want peace to
then
be
you
with
say
people.
malaikum assalam is the appropriate response. See, you fucking learning new shit every day. Now
That's
you're a little
not
bit
gonna
more
be-
culturally diverse.
No,
dog.
because that's not going to be retained at all. All I
Peace
heard
be
was
with you.
Maliki Laka Loco.
That's fucking Hawaiian, dude. We
Well,
don't
whatever.
Talk about that
See?
shit.
Yeah. Yeah. What are we at?
We're at like what 2:30 by now.
To what?
Are we at like 2 hours? We're
Well,
over
we
too.
should be over too.
Yeah.
Well
Alright.
over.
Good
I think
with
it's a
that.
good
That's a
call.
good-
That's a good return.
Yeah, it was a great return.
So
See you in 2 months.
Yeah.
no,
See
see
you-
you next week.
see you in
See you
Bullshit.
next Thursday.
see you in January.
It's the other
of
cunt.
next year.
It's not Tuesday. It's Thursday.
Yeah.
We were looking at because technically this is our 10th episode.
I know.
Yeah.
So
And
it's kind of
been
like a new
over
number one.
year.
It's been 1 year since
'Cause
we,
we did our
it.
first one in December. Of
Oh, so we do like
2017.
one a month? Is that what we're kind of?
No,
No,
Not
not
even.
even.
Or like a
We're
little
less
less than one a month.
Yeah. We were kind of one a month, and then like the last of the year happened last
Yeah.
year, and we
Well,
were
we
like,
were
did
two a
one.
month.
I
There
don't
for,
think we ever had. When we looked at the dates, I don't think we ever had two in a
I
month.
think we
Yeah, we
did.
did.
Maybe March
We
or something.
definitely
had two.
did.
Towards the beginning, but like towards the end, like we had one in July and then one in September, and then
Yeah.
one in,
Dude,
like,
work
December.
just got nuts for me at the end of the year.
Yeah.
It got fucking insane, dude. I went all over the place. I
Yeah,
barely had a
so-
break. I'm on my break now for the first time in like 3 months. Yeah,
I've been working this whole time.
I know, but my work's a little bit more involved.
Yeah, I'm traveling in a couple weeks, going to Oregon.
Mine always consists of traveling with a 12-hour window as a
to Portland.
deadline every night.
Gonna be there. Get there Sunday. Go to the restaurant. Eat something. Maybe drink a little bit. Then go to the hotel.
Yeah.
Sleep in a little bit. Get the continental breakfast.
Yeah.
Go to site. Shake hands. Kiss babies.
Yeah.
Go to lunch.
Yeah.
Attend a couple meetings. Go back to the hotel. Play a lot of video games.
Yeah. I mean, that's
So-
mine, just not during the day,
Yeah.
at nighttime.
Yeah.
So,
When every place is closed and you can't get anything to fucking eat.
Yes,
you get off work at 3 a.m., so you're like, fuck me, I guess I'm going to go to sleep hungry.
Denny's.
Or you stay up. Yeah, we do eat at Denny's quite a bit.
Do you?
Yeah, we find like breakfast places or like
Yeah.
diners or something like that.
Yeah.
Diners are good because they do like breakfast all day, but then they have like all that other shit, like
Yeah.
BLTs and fucking
Right. So you can get like
chicken fried steak. and
at
shit
3
like
a.m.
that.
when it's like your end of day, you
Yeah.
can get like a dinner.
You can get real dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
yeah, so last January 17th to February 22nd, we did 3 in about a month's time.
There you go. That's pretty
Yeah.
good.
But that was it.
No,
But
we'll
that's
get-
30% of our whole
So-
2018.
Yeah, 30%. in a
for
month.
this year coming up. I think we need one more mic. Would be probably, and then the chair solution.
Yeah.
Got
What's
it.
a chair solution?
My brother's
Beanbags.
sponsored by a chair company.
Now?
Yeah,
Oh, cool.
we get discount code,
There you go.
and if we buy 4,
Is it Love
Which
Sack?
we kind of need.
they're good. They're like DX Racer type chairs.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
I might buy one of those for
they're low.
personal.
They're not like, they have high end ones. They have like I think the cheap ones are like 100 or 120 or something like that.
Okay, not too bad.
With the like, we could probably get like what 10% discount code or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I think. Yeah. So
Nice. Let's look into that.
let's look into that. That'll help him because he'll get a couple of sales towards his sales goals.
Yep.
And then
Then we can
they're
get
good chairs.
an extra one and do a giveaway.
Yeah. You got that kind of money?
I mean, we could just get sponsored by these people too, and fucking
That's what we need to do.
sell our own chairs.
Yeah.
I mean, we could sell chairs. We could sell backpacks. I mean,
Dude, that
What
bag
we
is
need to
nice.
do-
I
so we need to get chairs. We need to get an extra mic. We need to start thinking of people we can invite for guests. We need to do guests this year.
Yep.
And we also need to figure out a live stream solution
Yeah.
that works
That would be pretty
appropriate.
simple.
The live stream solution, we're already pretty much good to go for that.
Yeah, we just need to.
So we just need a channel and
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
place
And that's
to
easy to do.
hit play and record and
Yep.
good to go.
Yeah, we can
Well-
already stream technically.
Yeah, we could do that now.
I mean, maybe we should just start streaming these things because then we can get Jarrell to give us feedback, which from like interactions
Viewers.
with community
Yeah.
and viewership, which will give us content without having to just come up with shit on the cusp and
Right.
be all over the place. And then
I feel like
another
we're
one.
pretty good though.
We should have put that TV right there.
We are pretty good. We are pretty good. Thank
Oh,
you
yeah.
for agreeing
That-
that we're good.
Yes, thank you.
And it also does a VOD of it, so you don't need to save
Right.
the file.
Yeah, there's
'Cause it
there's
would-
some stuff we'll have to set up, like getting our logo in there and whatever. But
Right.
well, we should be able to do that, no problem.
But yeah, it creates a VOD though, so video on demand.
Yeah, so
Which-
then we just people can go back and watch that.
You can just
anytime.
take. Well, yeah, it's the VOD will be hosted separately on Twitch, but then we could just straight up take that, add our little fucking editing shit, and then YouTube it as
Put it to
well.
YouTube.
Yeah,
Cool.
and do both platforms.
So 2019 goals.
Very good.
So if anyone
Yeah.
wants to be a guest,
Guest taking applications, you got to be
Yeah.
interesting. You can't be
Yes.
dumb.
and if you don't get a response, then you know who you are.
You know who you are. But dude, that'd be cool. I feel like we should get some. I don't know who we should get. We
Yeah.
should get some unique people. I know a couple of unique people.
We can definitely talk about it.
Well, Dirk's got to be on number
Yeah.
one, first guest.
First one.
Yeah.
He was technically on. It just didn't go live.
We'll
So,
go live.
We'll go
He
live.
was like, dude, I'm afraid. Anyways, thanks for tuning in.
Thank
First
you.
podcast of the year.
2019.
Fuck yeah, that was it. Good. Boom.
Like,
Turn it
comment,
off, Jarrell.
subscribe, share,
Dunzo.
all that
yeah.
stuff. Peace.
Yeah. Peace.